Knicks Real Talk. Let's get it.
Time for divine shot, KJ events. This real talk's the brand. You understand how we do, my man. I'm on that Friday night Nick shit, dripping in Nick shit. Up in the world, most famous arena with the click. That's the conglomerate. The Knicks real talk, the real prominent. I'm a bit like the Omicron variants, dominant. Paying homage to the cats in the chat. That's where it's at. Cause I'm hearing that. You don't care for hyperbole, we straight facts. We into right with the mob, the gods. Up in the pod, the squad, with the side. My entourage be on the job, my energy. Feeling tripping in 10 books. As they cook my game plan, and my brand for loot and pursuit. Going hard like the New York City gritty committee. Cause that's the things we ain't always pretty, but we all stay giddy. And we embrace the fan base like the late Anthony Mace. We trace the logo when there's space that appear like Squarespace. Staring down on the Chase Bridge, look at that Knicks City drip. There's 50 decks on the court, looking pretty legit. I say true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew for him a few bars to shine like stars divine to Mount Mars. Knicks Real Talk. Here we go, let's go.
Knicks Real Talk right here, I'm representing
Knicks Real Talk.
right here. Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
We here in the building.
Knicks Real Talk.
Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Knicks Real Talk.
We here.
Here we go,
in the
let's go.
building. Knicks Real Talk. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Let's get it. Yeah. What's good? Salute everyone. Salute. What's good? Knicks Real Talk. Let's get it in the building, man. Divine Shy Powers. We in here, man. Gonna get into what's popping out there in the atmosphere today. Donovan Mitchell went to Cleveland. We're gonna break that down. Talk about where the Knicks go from here and things of that nature, man. So we're just gonna get all into it, man. Talk about it, man. You know, disappointing day for some Knicks fans. Some not. Some okay. Some not. So we gonna, see all the pros and cons of this thing, man. But first and foremost, let me bring my partner in crime in the building, Shy Powers. What's up, brother?
Salute to you, Divine. Salute to the chat. Let's get it.
Yeah, real talk, man. As you know, the big elephant in the room, Donovan Mitchell went to Cleveland. So he's out of the picture for the Knicks now. So where do we go from here? It didn't happen. Maybe Danny Ainge either asked for too much, or the Knicks didn't want to relinquish too much. So at the end of the day, Cleveland snuck in and got a deal done. They accepted it. So, we got to see, how the fan base feel about that, man. Some people are devastated, not devastated, but upset. Knicks can't never get a star type thing. Some guys happy that we kept all our young players and still got all this flexibility, still got all this cap room. So I think it's no matter, you're going to have some disappointed, some not. But, like we always said on Knicks Real Talk, if we get them fine, we don't, we still got a good team, and I stand true to that. So I might not be disappointed at a lot of people because we already said, like me and Shaw Powell say, man, hey, one way or another, we think we're gonna be all right. And that means we still can make moves. It might not be no superstar, it might not be out there, but I think still Knicks got a couple of things they still could do to make the team even better. I'm glad they didn't give up all the young pieces, Shaw Powell. So I think that was so important to me, that even though the deal didn't work out, but we still pretty much in a good place with the team overall, and we just gonna have to see how they do with it.
Yeah, man. All right. Right now, right now, is that echo? Right now, I'm just feeling okay for what we did, man. Did I want Mitchell here? I mean, it would have been nice to have him here, but right now, I'm just glad that we staying pat with the guys that we have. We could probably make a nice little move with these guys in the future, man. Let's build from within and see how far we can go. We got a couple of these guys now for about 3-4 years. Let's build and see where we can go with this team that we have.
Yeah, real talk. You know what? And they tried. Sometimes if somebody don't want to dance with you, they don't dance with you. Not too much you can do about that. You could put your offers together, put them out there, and if they don't want to accept it, you feel like you don't want to add no more because it might hamper what you're trying to do going forward. Then you're going to make the decision not to lose out on it. So whether the Knicks loss or win, whatever, it is what it is now. So we got a pretty decent roster. I still like. Yeah, Donovan Mitchell might would have made us better, but I still think we got a good team here. So the Knicks still can do some things, hopefully, just improve the roster if need be, and just keep on moving. You still got your 22 picks. You still got some aspiring contracts, and Derrick Rose obviously, and Fournier not aspiring, but next year will be aspiring after next year. So you still got some chance of if you want to get better in certain positions, you can. So I'm like I said, I'm not devastated about much as I wanted Donovan Mitchell here. I still think the Knicks going to be all right, Sean. And we just going to have to get it, see how it goes from here and see what the Knicks front office is going to do.
Yeah, I see Frank in the chat. That's I'm really big on trying to try to move on from Evan Fournier right now. Right now, Evan Fournier, I believe, is maybe the one person that we may need to move off the roster to probably give some guys some minutes. I think the starting lineup should be Brunson, RJ, and Cam Reddish. I think those three guys right there, I think gives us the best start. I know a lot of people like Grimes, but if you put time against each other, Reddish has been in the league a little longer than Quentin Grimes, and he has he's a little older. He this year it looks like he's coming back a little bit more hungry. This is a contract year for him as well. So I think he'll probably try to really show what he has this year. And I think that that foot forward will help the New York Knicks. And the problem with him stepping up forward is we have to make a move for Evan Fournier, man, because now, if we put Evan Fournier in the second unit, even if we had Grimes, if we put Evan Fournier in the second unit, who is he taking the minutes away for in the second unit? We still got all our guys, so we still got IQ, we still got Rose. Depending on who it is, it's gonna be Grimes or Reddish. We're gonna have Obi Toppin there, Hartenstein. Who in that roster are we taking out to make Fournier fit? I mean, that's how I feel about it. So Fournier all night long.
Yeah. Even with the deal going down, I mean, like I said, Danny Ainge wanted to get what he wanted to get. So the Knicks didn't want to give up much as they wanted to give up, which is understandable. It's all right to make a deal, but if you feel like it's going to hamper you, you feel like it's you're giving up too much, and that person you bringing in, is that going to help this team be better by how much you're giving up? And the Knicks put out an effort there. I mean, to believe it or not, man, like Frank Mato said, the deal that deal right there, Mitchell Robinson, Obi Toppin, and RJ, and 3 unprotected, you wouldn't take that? Then I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? So I'm like, well, hey, right. he must ain't really, either he wanted to fleece the Knicks, or that was if the Knicks was willing to, and that's before they signed Mitchell Robinson. You know what I mean? So they were willing to give up Mitch, RJ, and Obi, and 3 picks for Donovan Mitchell, and Danny ain't turned it down. So, and then now he come back with Lark Marketing, Colin Sexton, and the rookie dude Ojeri, but look at all the picks they gave up. So you telling me Marketing ain't better than no RJ, and I think Colin Sexton, with the situation he in, I don't want to say he better than RJ, he can get it though. But and I don't think Ojeri better than no Obi Toppin, and you're getting 3 unprotected picks and some more on top of that, and a player to be named later, and you turn it down, then it. What you want the Knicks to do? I mean, so you can't say that Leon Rose failed you, because look at the offer he put on the table for them guys, man. I would have took that Mitchell Robinson, RJ Barrett, 3 unprotected over what he got for Cleveland now. I really would have. So to me, sometimes you can put your best foot forward, and then later on down in the negotiation, they offered RJ somebody like 4 picks, this person that, so the cats didn't want to deal with it. So I think it is what it is to me. Like Frank said. So
earlier in the trades in July, Danny Ainge, I believe, was asking for too much. Even those was the picks that we offered to Utah. Danny Ainge wanted Grimes, he wanted IQ. He wanted like 4 unprotected first rounds and all that stuff. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I may be wrong about this, but the final offer that they offered Utah before Utah took the deal with the Cavs was 2 unprotected. I think it was Obi, and I can't remember if it was IQ or Grimes. It was Obi, IQ, two unprotected, 2 second rounds, and a pick swap or something like that. I think that was something on the lines of what they offered Utah that was their last offer that the front office of the New York Knicks offered, and they declined it. Now, you know, I'm happy about them declining it, and they went to Cleveland and got 3 first-round picks straight up.
Yep.
No chaser. They got 3 first-round picks.
2 swaps.
Yeah, and 2 swaps. So that's almost 4 first-round picks that they got. And they got 3 players. Now, as I'm looking at it now, because watching a lot of things on today about the trade. I don't really think. I don't know why they didn't want Fournier. Fournier was on a smaller contract. He was just more money. Marketing is 3 years, 17, 18, 19 million left on his contract. If I'm not mistaken, he got 3 years left. Fournier only has 2 years left with an option. I don't know why they wouldn't have took him. And in that beginning trade, the funniest thing about that beginning trade that we started off with, we didn't offer Fournier. So that was like they wanted to keep Fournier here too, or maybe make another trade for him or something like that. So in those, like the Mitchell, RJ, and the first deal that we talked about, Mitchell, RJ, and I forgot who the other, and the 3 unprotected.
RJ and Obi Toppin.
Right. You didn't see anything in there for Evan Fournier, and that seemed kind of odd to me. So
yeah, what I think was probably the deal with that, because they knew that Mitchell Robinson was about to get extended. They knew RJ was about to get extended. So they probably like, well, instead of paying them $160 million, I'll keep Fournier, and probably let his cheaper contract, get traded. So it looked like they was, and if they, I think, I think if they would have brought in Donovan Mitchell, they probably, who knows, they would have kept Fournier. They probably kept him, because everybody like, listen, I'm trying to go to the, I don't know, it's crazy, but it's really insane. But I do think, be civilized, salute my brother, salute. I do think that, yeah, you're right about that. We had it, facts. But I do think that for me, when the dust settled, the smoke clears, I still think the Knicks did the right thing, because I ain't mad at Danny Ainge. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to get. Listen, I'm not mad at Danny Ainge trying to get what he can get. That's the nature of business. If a sucker willing to give it to you, then you take it.
Okay.
You can't blame Danny Ainge for hustling. That's what he do. I mean, you're trying to get the most out of. You're trying to get the bang for your buck, rather, put it like that. So, and the good thing about it, the Knicks felt like, what? Nah, we not going out like that. So they didn't do it, and I'm fine with that, because you didn't want to give up too much, and then you would have left the team, even you gave away some of these certain players that unless you had a plan to go to get somebody else after Donovan Mitchell immediately, and maybe that could have been the next case. They could have been saying, we get Donovan Mitchell, and maybe we can get another guy with the money we saved, because like I said, if they wouldn't have signed Mitchell Robinson, if they wouldn't have signed RJ, like I said, who knows how much money Knicks would have had. They probably felt like that they either got Donovan Mitchell and got a creme de la creme player. Maybe that's why they were talking about Durant or something. You know what I mean? Who knows? But it is what it is with me, man. I believe that when the dust settled, I think the murders of Quentin Grimes, and I love Obi Toppin, I love Emmanuel Quickly. The Knicks didn't get worse. They didn't get better. Maybe with Donovan Mitchell, but they didn't get worse. I think they had a pretty decent team anyway. And I'm glad, man. Hey, be civilized. I'm with you on that, brother. Because I think that's legit there, man. I think people don't understand Obi Toppin, RJ, and Grimes. Them cats gonna pop. You know what I mean? And quickly too. Them cats gonna pop. I'm telling you. I think people taking this Knicks team for granted. I keep saying it. I think them young boys gonna pop. I think them 4 do. I think Grimes gonna. I think he gonna. You know what? He gonna be that 2 guard. So when they go up against Donovan Mitchell, he be the one slowing down. So it's like a win-win for me. Hey, Grimes popped this year, and and I've been watching his vids, man. The way he working on. I mean, he literally working on his defense in the offseason with tenacity. I seen him down in Houston, man. He had a drill. Grimes with a cat was dribbling the ball. He was fighting over the pick, and he practicing this shit, and it was looking like thorough. I was like that, So cats like that, man, I ain't got no problem with it. I'm telling you, and he shoot the 3 ball the way he shoot it. I can understand why Leon Rose. I get it, man. It's down to Mitchell, but shout out, I do get it why the Knicks, because they didn't get the deal done. I'm glad they didn't, but I think people might not realize Leon Rose seemed like he must have knew all along that this cat was fronting. Because if you came to them in June or July with that one, the one we just said, you turned it down. What the Knicks supposed to do? Like give you more? Nah, man, you know, I wouldn't have did it either because I would have done too much as it was with RJ, Mitchell Robinson, Obi Toppin, 3 picks, and some swaps and some other stuff in the package I can't recall. So nah, if you didn't take that, what do you expect Leon Rose to do? I mean, you know, obviously you want to give up more than I think we really been crying. So I'm not mad at it. I wanted Donovan Mitchell in New York. I would have loved them here, but I'm not mad that the Knicks didn't give all that stuff away, man. Because you know it just would have been a bad look to me. You know what I mean? But so you know what? You know he ain't here. We move on. You know, and I think we got a pretty decent roster. And I think the Jalen Brunson upgrade is special. I think Mitch gonna be better. I think RJ gonna be better. So I'm not you know, and I think a lot of these cats gonna step up. You know, can we still get another person? We'll see. But I still think it's some move that could be made. I mean, whether Evan Fournier, which you like you was talking about earlier, we got to do that. You know what I mean? One of them cats got to go. There's no way they're gonna be able to keep, you know, him more, and the other cats ain't gonna get no burn unless you're gonna talk about you about to get rid of Cam Reddish. And I would hate to see that. You know, that rumor was out there today. But for the most part, I'm not mad though.
Yeah, I mean, we got some guys this year that we gotta look forward to seeing. This is a reason why, like, streams before I used to say, build up these guys' stock. This is the time that we didn't make the trade for them. Okay, we still got a good team here. We got a good nucleus here. We got these guys been playing with each other for a couple of years, and it's time for these guys to take it to another level. Now, I think we got RJ, you got Obi, you got Grimes, you got Reddish, we got IQ, we got Hartenstein here, So these are the guys that we gotta see who can come out of this jumbled bunch right here and project themselves as at least a star or something like that. At least come out this year and make some quality numbers. And I forgot to say Brunson. I definitely forgot to say Brunson because Brunson is the key to a lot of this stuff that's going to happen this year. I think Brunson's going to set guys up, man. I think he's going to play a different style of basketball that he played in Dallas because he really was the off-ball guard in Dallas, and Luka was the guy that was pretty much predominantly the point guard, if you really want to say that, I believe. So let's see what Brunson come over here and do, man. He making correct Julius Randle a little bit. Julius Randle's more. I mean, this is the best shape I've seen him in, and he looks pretty good. Let's see what he can do this year, stuff like that. We got some guys that, I mean, we all saying, I'm being hopeful that one or two of these guys could come out of their shell. If we could get RJ, hypothetically shooting at about 36, 37% from the 3-point line, 84% from the free throw line. I mean, we got an all-star on our hands, man. If we could get Grimes to come out there and score 14 points a night with 2 steals a night, that's pretty good for a role player. I mean, he's more of a role player. We could get Reddish to come out here and become an all-star. We need a Reddish to come out here and score 22 points with 6 assists and 7 rebounds and stuff like that because he's big. He got it in him. If one of these guys that we talk about, that's our team that we all been screaming about, let's play the youth. Let's go youth movement. Youth. Let's go to youth movement. Well, we got it now. So, and this is the perfect time to see who's going to come out of this jumble bunch that's going to come out and try to become a star this year. At least a quality role player or something like that, man. We need 2 or 3 of these guys. If RJ pops, if Grimes pops, if IQ pops, be all right. If a healthy, skinny Derrick Rose, because I seen a couple of pictures of Derrick Rose. He looking slim and fast. Derrick Rose is looking slim and fast. So maybe if we could get a good 12 minutes out of Derrick Rose this year with what we missed from last year, maybe we can make a little punch. You know what I mean? I don't think this team is a play-in team per se, like 9 or 10. I think we could get 6, 7, 8. I think we could get one of those numbers, man, because there's a lot of teams. Everybody talks about the teams got better and they got this, but they're not acclimated with each other like these New York Knicks are right now, man. This team is together. These guys been playing together, and I think Brunson's going to make a big role in that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Hey, 100%. Good one. BT, a lot of real talk on that right there. But you know what's interesting to me? You still, what's out there? And I hate. I'm going to put out there because this. I'm talking about scenarios of what can be done. That's why I'm only put this out there. What about if Mitch Kupchak and them wanted Julius Randle, you do a sign and trade for Miles McBride because he that charge he got took. I think that got taken down or something. I don't know, or what to a misdemeanor. I don't know.
Oh,
Some of that nature. But even so you got so you got Evan Fournier. Let's say you call Toronto. Toronto might be really looking to get rid of old Anunoby. You know what I mean? So Majiri. Like I said, you could look at the Gary Trent thing because that was out there. Gary Trent and Anunoby. So I said, listen, you give me Gary Trent and Anunoby, I'll give you Randall and Fournier, and we got to compensate you some way. But Mitchell Robinson, Anunoby, in Obi Toppin, RJ, Trent Jr., and Brunson. It's not a bad squad neither. So I still think that they got some good things they could do to get this roster better. And but right now I'm not mad at where it's at. I know a lot of people might be disappointed. Like I said, man, it is what it is. I like what we got in New York, and and this is, I'm not saying this because of Donovan Mitchell thing. Y'all heard me say this for a minute. I was good with him, or I'm good without him. The difference is with him, we might could have won a couple of more games, maybe opposed to not getting them. But depending on what we would have gave up, you don't know how that would have panned out. So yeah, I want him here, man. I know we are disappointed, but at the same time, I like that starting lineup. If you can get the Fournier up there, like we talked about, Jalen Brunson, whether it's Grimes there with RJ, or if it's going RJ goes to the 2, you put Cam Reddish in, or something of that nature. I mean, they got some ways they can go, and they still got some things that they could do. Yeah, be civil. I'm with you on that one, but I'm 50-50 as well. It'll win both ways, and so I know, I understand how the people who want to see a championship bad thinking that they were going to go that direction, but at the same time, one thing I can honestly say, the man put an effort out there. Danny Ainge didn't want it, so be it. You can't afford it for that, but I'm glad it didn't happen for this reason. We still got another year to let these cats, groom together, basically, We got another year to let them groom together, and by then you will have the Derrick Rose and the Fournier money. So you might be just putting the game plan on hold for 1 year, but to say you could do that and still see what you got now, so you will know going into the end of the season this year whether you're going to keep Cam Reddish, what's going to happen with Obi Toppin with his extension if they decide, whatever the case may be. So you get to see a lot of that more to judge it. You know what I mean? So I'm going to judge. Do we going to keep Obi Toppin? Now you get to see Cam Reddish, if he's not gone nowhere, get to play from the beginning of the season with a lot of minutes, and that'll let the Knicks know at the end of that 5-year deal he got, should we extend him? So it's kind of like, I like that as well, because I think you let Cam Reddish get a whole year to prove himself on the Knicks. Now this is the make or break year for him. If he ball out, he get paid. And by the trading deadline, the Knicks feel like he's not doing what they think they could do, then you just put him in a trade deal. You know what I mean? But at least Obi Toppin, him, and all these got to get another year to really show what they could bring to the Garden, and then they're going to make that determination at the end of next year.
I'm just saying this, man. I want Reddish to really come out this year. I want Reddish to play with Randall in the starting unit, and I want another Big East guy who's another point guard from the Big East to play as well. You know what I mean? These 3 guys together, on the East Coast style of basketball. Brunson, RJ, and Reddish in the starter lineup. That gives you a little bit of spacing. You got some guys that could drive to the hole, and you got some guys that can shoot the ball. You know what I mean? So I think that's a formidable starting.
I like that. I like that team. I really do. You got size.
Yeah, you got size that we always talk about. Reddish. If Reddish can come here, all right. Hypothetically, I know I'm throwing this all the way out the window. I'm jumping out the window on this. But if we see Reddish come out this year with a 19 to 21 point average scoring this year, I mean, hypothetically, I know I'm just throwing it out the window, but all right, let's say 18 points. Let's say he come 18 points, but he gets 5-6 rebounds and 4 assists and maybe 2 steals. He fills up that stat sheet, man. That is a good year for us, and that's a good year for Cam Reddish, man. That could give him a little bit of change where he wants to play, and if he gets the minutes. I can see these guys up front, man, and the second unit's not so bad either. But the thing again is Evan Fournier. I believe the second unit could be Derrick Rose, IQ, Grimes, Obi Toppin, and Hartenstein. But where we gonna fit Fournier? Is Fournier young? I don't want to say Fournier's older. He's one of the oldest Knicks that we have. I think he is the oldest Knick that we have. I think Fournier is about 30 years old.
30.
You know what I mean? If we can move Fournier to one of these teams, you know what I mean? Maybe trade deadline. If we can't move him now, maybe at the trade deadline to one of these teams that might want to, a team that need a shooter at the trade deadline. One of these teams striving to go to the playoffs, something like that. Let's try to get off of him because where's Fournier going to fit? If you don't put Fournier, if Fournier is on the team, is he starting? Is this going to be Brunson, Fournier, and RJ? Is that the team that we want to run out here this year? I would put Grimes in there before I put Fournier. But if we put Fournier back to the bench, where he's going to fit? It's the fit. It's not the skills because he got better this year, man. Mm-hmm. He got better towards the end of the year. So it's not his skills. It's his fit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. You know what? But like just piggybacking, and now we back on. Now is a good thing about, you know what I feel good about now. Now we could literally talk about the roster that we have. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm happy about now. Now the Donovan Mitchell, Smoke, and Clay, we didn't get them, so no need to let that burn your soul anymore. It's a wrap. So now we talk about what we got and what we could do, and I really believe it long that if Cam Reddish remain on the team. And like I take a shot out, I take 17-16 if he give me five rebounds and 4 assists, because that means I was 6 rebounds, because that means he was giving you more rebound assists than Fournier, and you were the same amount of points, and he's a better defender. So that's the reason why, to me, I like that. I don't have a problem with that. I know the man got to kind of prove himself and stuff like that, but I have no problem with RJ back to the 2. With Jalen Brunson, Cam Reddish, and for now Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, that's not a soft team. None of them cats are soft. Not Jalen Brunson, not RJ, not Cam Reddish, not Julius or Mitchell Robinson. So that's a good thing. They all athletic, got an athletic team there. You know what I mean? And they all can get down. So I think Jalen Brunson makes that amazing with RJ on the wing. You have a nice wing position with RJ, Cam, and Julius Randle. That's a pretty good wing position. The wing out there is pretty good. So we had to see, man. I know they salute my man Johnny, salute to the chat and everybody, man. Salute to Aborigine, B Civilized, my brother. Salute everybody, man. The day didn't go the way we wanted to, but at the same time, I ain't mad. I'm good. I really am. That's real. And I'm not saying it because it didn't happen. We've been talking about this, like I said, for a minute. If we don't get Spider, we got receipts, then we good. We good. The Knicks still gonna be good. They might not have been as, how would I say, ticket attraction, because Donovan Mitchell's in the house. He's a 3-time All-Star guard. He definitely would have helped out. But so now Cleveland got it. Cleveland got him, and I guess I would be him and Darius Garland, same as us, small backcourt. So you can't complain about ours, don't complain about theirs. You know what I mean? So small backcourt. But they got Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, and then you got, I guess, Okoro. So if you look at that 5, I'm not scared of that 5 with the team we got.
Not at all.
Not at all. I mean, okay. So if RJ go back to the 2, and let's say if you put RJ at the 2. Even if you put Grimes at the 2, good as a defender on Grimes, I mean, it ain't like that. Like my man gonna cook him and he cook the mess out the dude. You know what I mean? I don't think so. So I do think if you talking about Darius Garland, the All-Star, he down. You got 2 All-Stars in the backcourt, so you got to give them their prop for that. But I think Spider Mitchell ain't no drop off, and I don't think RJ is a big drop off. I think they could compete just with them. But then you go to the small forward spot. I think Cam Reddish and Okoro get down. I think Cam Reddish handle his. You know what I mean? Hypothetically, you know what I mean? Then I like Evan Mobley, but Evan Mobley he get down. But I think Julius Randle give that boy the business from a certain area on the floor because he's young, and Julius Randle know how to get down too. So and Mitchell Robinson and Jared Allen, I don't have no problem with that up there. So it's not no big deal to me. It real talk, Big Taz, good news to me, man. It ain't the end of the world. It ain't like we know. We lost big time in negotiation to get KD or somebody. You know what I mean? We lost in the negotiation to get. So I'm not mad. I'm not knocking down Mitchell. What I'm saying is it would hurt more if you were that close to getting a LeBron James, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, Sha? Or you were that close to getting a Kawhi Leonard, and then it didn't happen. So I'll be a little bit more like, man, we was right there. We almost that might be a different feeling compared to that and Donovan Mitchell. But Donovan Mitchell, I wish we would have gotten him, but I'm not mad because we didn't get him. So I'm really excited about what we got moving forward. We still got the 2022 picks. We still got, you know, some contracts in the next year that could be leaving the building. So, you know, it to me, it's all good, man. You know, we just gotta you know, just keep it moving, man. Now we got Obi Toppin and Amanda Quickly and Grimes. I'm about to go to a Fournier, like I said, and try to get a chance to get in there and get it popping. I mean, the way they played at the end of the year and Grimes, I think Grimes with the emerging team, we still, you know, hey, I think the guard's still gonna be buzzing this year. I know that much. Shop how
we have a chance right now to set nights. Certain nights would be a different closing lineup. You know, we can have nights that Julius Randle is not really on, and we substitute him with the Obi Toppin. You know, we have nights that if Reddish is not having a good night, we got someone to back him up like a Grimes. You know, we have, you know, changeable pieces. I think IQ is going to have a great year this year as well. I mean, he looks hungry, and all the games that I've seen him in those summer leagues and all that stuff, he looks hungry. He looks like he's ready. He's a little bit bigger. I think he wants to put his footprint more into the. He might be sixth man of the year this year, something like that. He might do some amazing things. And another thing I want to say about this team doesn't have to play too long. What I mean by not playing too long, the starters not necessarily if Tibbs tweaks his rotation a little bit, the starting unit doesn't have to play more than 30 minutes a game. You know, in actuality, with the team that they have that's backing them up. This way, both sets of teams are interchangeable. So, you know, if like I said, if Randall's not hot, we could put Obi in. You know what I mean? Randall could still play about 30 minutes, but Obi's close to the game with the last 7 minutes of the game. You know, hypotheticals out there, stuff like this. A lot of interchangeable pieces with the team, and all these guys have been playing with each other a couple of years now. I'm gonna keep reiterating it. The biggest thing of this team right now, and I'm running in the hole tonight, guys. I don't want to kill y'all, but Evan Fournier is not the player. It's the fit, man. His fit with this team. Are we going to start Evan Fournier over Reddish or Reddish or Grimes? Are we really going to do that? And let me go back a little bit, because Brunson, and I keep saying this about Brunson may make Fournier look better. He's playing pretty well in that FIBA league that he's playing out there. He's lighting it up out there. I seen like 2 or 3 of those. He's lighting it up out there. You know, 19 to all these nice numbers and all this stuff. So I mean, you know, Brunson may help him, because last year he had to figure out what his role was. This year, he's not going to have to figure out. He knows the majority of these guys. The only person who really has to figure out is Brunson. And he knows what RJ wants to do. He knows what Mitchell Robinson wants to do. He knows what Randall wants to do, because he played with them last year.
Excuse me, you static, and we couldn't hear you that much. Sorry. Yeah. Salute to the chat, man. Anthony and everybody. Big task at hand. Be civilized. But yeah, man, you know what? It's another thing with the Fournier thing I'm concerned about. This is what happened last year. He played in the same the World Games or the Olympics, whatever. I don't know what the Olympics or whatever type of league that was. He's an older cat, and he came in the first half of the season last year and stunk it up because those legs wasn't there. Remember at the beginning of the year, I said, man, that boy's legs is weak. That's why he couldn't do what he was doing. But it took him all the way to the All-Star break to get back, to finally get it. And he doing the same thing now by playing in that league. Then legs gonna be sore. They're gonna be hurting when he get into training camp. Time he get into the beginning and see his legs gonna be dead because he been playing all summer. And then people don't realize that. And I think that's what happened to him last year. He had that one big game against opening day, and then a lot of other games was sporadic. So the Fournier, it definitely is it's gonna be an interesting topic in Nick Land, man, because whether you like him or not, I think his 17-1-2 or 3-2, whatever. I think Cam Reddish can give you that with more defense. I think Grimes can give you that with more defense.
Thanks.
You know what I mean? I think Grimes can knock down a 3-ball just as good as Fournier. They both shot around 38%, 39% this year. So he shoot the 3 ball just as good as he did. You know what I mean? And that defense is impeccable, basically. So I do think that if anybody you would like to try to get out there, just due to the fact now you become one of the youngest teams in the league, and now you got Derrick Rose coming back. You don't, to me, you don't necessarily need Fournier's numbers and minutes, especially if Grimes can get them. You know what I mean? And Cam Reddish can get them if they still here. You know what I mean? And we even talked about Jericho Sims. You know, much as he improved in summer league, he's not even in the rotation because they still pretty deep. You know what I mean? Especially with Hartenstein backing up Mitchell Robinson. But if now, don't get me wrong, we get to move Julius Randle for some reason, and then Jericho Sims can back up Obi Toppin at the 4 spot, which I think he can. I think the way he puts the ball on the floor, from what I've seen in the summer league, I think he'd be a good power forward. You know what I mean? To help out Hartenstein. Hartenstein can stretch the floor. When Hartenstein stretch the floor to the 3-point area, you know, you got Jericho Sims, power forward, banging down there in the middle. You know what I mean? So it's still a win-win. So I do think that they got a lot of versatility on the Knicks. And I do think can get it popping, man. Like I said, I agree, man. But I think the Knicks can. I think Evan Fournier is, and they do got the Evan, but I think Evan Fournier is just a Quentin Grimes. That's the reason I put that out there. And I think you put Quentin Grimes and Evan Fournier in a gym 1-on-1. I think Quentin Grimes beat him. Point blank. I think Quentin Grimes will shut him down. It make it harder on Evan Fournier defensively, and Evan Fournier can't keep up with my man off on defense. I'm going to say he make it harder on Evan Fournier when he playing Dion Evan Fournier, and I don't think Evan Fournier with his quickness and his step and his shot, he can keep up with that young man. So I think you put them at 1-on-1. I think Quentin Grimes will get him all day. And that's just my personal opinion. I think he's more athletic. He can shoot just as good as he can. He quicker than he is. He could do things that Evan Fournier can't do with a basketball. So I think it'll be crazy. So that's the reason why now that the Donovan Mitchell thing that moved into to what it is now is no longer on the table for us. Now we got to talk about what's on our roster, and I like what's on our roster. We still got some moves we can make, and that's gonna be crazy. Oh yeah, a good one, Akuma. That's a good one. Cavs and Knicks, October 6th. That's gonna be crazy right there. Yes, sir. Salute to the chat, man. Salute to all y'all, man. I hope y'all had a great day today, man. Y'all ain't here with Knicks Real Talk. Let's get it. Divine and Shy in the chat. Peace to the God of Law Wise. Brother BKL Contreras. Akuma, salute to you and everybody else, man. It's all good up in here, man. We just here talking this thing. This Donovan Mitchell thing is finally out. That strap added for me. We ain't got to talk about it no more. For us that, we just moving on to the next.
Wait, man. You hear me, Big Divine?
Nah, it's still doing it. It's just blurry. It's a lot of chat.
I'm coming with that.
Yeah. But now that the Donovan Mitchell thing is over, and and Knicks didn't get him, so we just move on to the next thing. Which I think is going to happen with the Knicks, man. They're gonna look at the Anunoby thing and the Gary Trent Jr. thing that was post popularly out there. That's interesting. Gary Trent, good defender, can knock him down. Good defender. Anunoby, you talking about Julius Randle or somebody in Fournier? I don't know. What's up? From according to John, this is interesting to me. According to John Macri, I heard today on one of his shows or Reddit, he's saying that this is John Macri out there for all those who be out there, be on Twitter and everything like I do every night, that the Knicks will move Julius Randle before this training camp start. He's saying like this is like it can happen, or it would happen, something of that nature. Or are they trying to? That's interesting. Do they do that because they think that, well, because we didn't go big game hunting, we might as well go ahead and let Obi Toppin get that spot and we get some more picks and pieces? I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what they're gonna do with that. But according to him, that was out there. So the Knicks still might will and deal. Yeah, I think, for me, Kuma, I think with the team presently constructed, I still think the Knicks will be in the north of 40, at least 40, 43 to 45. I think they get 43, 45. I still think they're underestimating the team. I think with Donovan Mitchell, I had the Knicks probably winning 50-something, at least 50 games with Donovan Mitchell. But without Donovan Mitchell, I still had the Knicks up in the 40s. And you just never know how the season may turn out. So, you still gonna if Knicks still stay competitive, and then when they get to the trading deadline and it's the move that might be made, you never know. Somebody might come available. You know what I mean? And the Knicks can make a run, and especially they're in contention for a playoff spot, and they feel like to get the team better because somebody at the trading deadlines out there. Then you wait till then. You know what I mean? It's not the end of the world. 3 months, 4 months go by pretty fast. So I think they're gonna be competitive though. I think they'd be competitive. I'd love to see them on here. Don't get it wrong, but I think they'd be competitive, man. And I think people underestimate the Knicks, man. Real talk.
Yeah, you hear me, Divine?
Yeah, I hear you, Shop Power. And
All
man,
right.
I'm saying, hey, I'm not even advocating trading Randall. I would love to hear because I now that Randall and RJ could be the main two dudes and that takes the pressure off of Brunson. So yeah, I agree with you 100% on that one, Mayforth. I'm definitely not advocating moving Randall, but because that's it was out there what the Knicks would do. Man, to me, I wouldn't. I mean, I say I wouldn't do it. All depends when they get back. If you tell me that jury willing to take Randall and give you Anunoby, I might have to think about it. You know what I mean? Or something of that nature. Who knows? But now that this is a team we rolling the camp with, I'm still pretty good with it though.
What was the trade you was talking about?
Earlier, I heard from from out there in the atmosphere that Gary Trent Jr. and I think it could have been in a deal dealing with Brooklyn, or if not, they was willing to do that. But I thought Anunoby and Gary Trent, because his name came up in the Knicks were talking about Anunoby. So if you send Julius Randle and Evan Fournier, if majority feel like he wanted to pick, then you can give up a pick because you were going to give up a pick quite a few of them to get my man, and they want to give you Gary Trent and Anunoby for Julius Randle. I'd do that. Because your team still got Gary Trent at the two, a hell of a defender. And he knocked the 3-ball down crazy. And knowing that Anunoby would take Julius Randle's spot with more length, he gets down, and RJ at the 3, I still wouldn't have no problem with that. You know what I mean? And I think Gary Trent contract is something like an Evan Fournier. He just signed not too long ago, but I don't think it was like a max extension or nothing. He just got so many, I guess 20-something, 18, 19, whatever, for 3 years, a couple of years. So I like Gary Trent. I wanted the Knicks to get him before he even went to Toronto. So him, I could see that happening. So still teams, I think they still got a good chance to work certain things and do certain things. But I like Gary Trent, man. That brother the real deal. And I can see him playing a 2 for the Knicks if you want to keep RJ at the 3. And like I said, so because the Knicks gonna have to do something right now the way they probably constructed. You can't go in there. I'm talking about not only with the Fournier thing, like you said, is if he's still here, that means IQ or Grimes gonna get played out.
Yeah.
I don't think that's. I think that's backwards. If you let Grimes win a Grimes or Emmanuel quickly had to get out of the rotation because he still got Evan Fournier.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
The funniest thing about that, the Knicks and Utah wanted Grimes. So what's so special about Grimes right now? What's so special about him? You know what I mean? So they was hollering both teams. It seemed like, I don't know if it was, but it seemed like he was they never wanted to include him in any of the deals. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, it must be something. Both these teams must see something. Utah wanted him and Knicks didn't want to give him up. So they see something in Grimes. So maybe I see something in Grimes. So yeah, I hope he's something this year, man. I hope he's something because both teams wanted Grimes and Grimes didn't go in any of the ending packages that they were offering.
Yeah. You know what? And Grimes, like I said, I watched his workout regimen this summer, man. That brother is getting it in. He I guarantee you, if Fournier on his team, I bet you, I'm willing to bet anybody next we'll talk, not gamble wise, but just eat crow wise. I eat crow. I do not think Evan Fournier going to be starting over Quentin Grimes next year. I think going into training camp, Quentin Grimes going to make that. He's going to take that spot, not because of no coach thinks no. I think Quentin Grimes comes into training camp this year. He takes Evan Fournier's spot. But let's put it like that. If he's still here, I think he takes his spot, bro. From what I've been seeing in the summer, what this cat is working on and the way he looked. I mean, the man is in tip-top shape, brick city. I mean, the young boy, I'm telling you, yo, the kid looks solid. And what he doing is in his workouts is impressive to me, man. So, I think you got to watch out for that dude right there, bro. I'm serious, man. I think he takes my man job. So they should trade Fournier. You trade Fournier, let Grimes and quickly hold down that 2 spot in New York. Grimes there and quickly backing them up, or whatever the case may be. You got and Cam Reddish. I mean, you got Brunson and Derrick Rose. I still think you got a good team. Obi Toppin and Randall and Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson. That's a solid 10-man rotation. I don't care what nobody say. Because, for the ones who underestimate the value of the players we have, yeah. But I think them boys going to be pretty good.
I'm just going to say this, too, the caveat right off you said about eating crow and stuff like that. Because if you believe, which I believe as well, that if it's the choice of Grimes and Evan Fournier starting this year, I think Grimes is going to beat him out. So that regulates Fournier to the bench. I believe if Reddish is not starting, Fournier gets no minutes, because you would push Fournier to the 3 position, I believe, because are you going to start Fournier over IQ? I doubt it. Are you going to start him over Rose? He's a point guard. You know what I mean? So it's either going to be Cam Reddish is going to beat out Evan Fournier if he doesn't start. You know what I mean? So where's the space for Evan Fournier? Again, with the Evan Fournier, because if Reddish starts, Grimes is the third, is your 3 coming off the bench. Is IQ, Rose, and Grimes. You know what I mean? Where's Fournier going to fit? He doesn't have a spot. I think either one of these guys can beat him up. I think Reddish is definitely. I'm not gonna say he's better, because quality-wise, athletically, he's better. He's younger. He's bigger. He's taller. He's a little stronger. He's more athletic. You know what I mean? He could drive the ball. He could pass the ball. He just could get. I believe he could get more rebounds. I think he can make better assists, and I think he can make more steals than Evan Fournier. So where's Evan Fournier's fit? Where are we going to fit him?
I think he affects the game, like you said. He affects the game in more ways than Fournier. Now, that Fournier's not a good ball player, guys. It's not about that Fournier's not a good ball player. I think Quentin Grimes affect the ball game more than Evan Fournier.
Facts.
Defense side, steals, locking your man down so he can't make it hard on Mitchell Robinson every time they get past him. The cat can shoot the 3 ball with the best of them. He got a thorough body. He know how to put the ball on the floor. He's pretty quick off the feet. I noticed that about Grimes. So, and now, I just think that he makes it tough on Evan Fournier. And I think that, to me, if the Knicks that, if they hold on to him, I wish they would move Fournier to get somebody who might not be, how would I say, just there to pick up a roster spot. You know what I mean? Not so much to play, just to get, if you can trade Evan Fournier for some picks and the guy who's just going to take up a roster spot, that way you get quickly in Grimes and Cam Reddish all their minutes. Don't bring in nobody who you're going to play. I don't even want them to do that with Fournier. Get him out there, get a pick or 2, and or a pick or a player that's on an aspiring deal, like he just don't get no minutes. Let him absorb the contract or whatever, and just let the Knicks roll what they got. And then when knowing that you got that Fournier thing on the book, so if something do come up by the trading deadline, you just never know. You never know. So we'll see, man. I think it's gonna be interesting training camp. I think they're gonna go get a pop. Salute to the chat. May 4th, brother BKL, all y'all, salute to y'all, man. Y'all got a popping up in there, man. Real talk. My man Mets, Knicks fans, let's go. Salute to my Mets. They popping, beat the Dodgers today, took the series. I'm slide about that. But it's tough, man. It didn't happen. We was all excited, but it didn't happen, man. So now we just we got to deal with what's coming up next. I hope the Cam Reddish thing get resolved, and all we heard out there today on Twitter about Mark Berman putting something out there about Cam Reddish wanted out. Then Cam Reddish tweets said, no, he didn't say that. I don't know why the media making this stuff up on my birthday. Well, happy birthday to Cam Reddish, too. Salute to you.
Salute. Yeah, happy birthday.
Cam Reddish on your birthday. So, other than stuff like that, you hear a lot of stuff, but you don't know a lot of these people. I mean, you got a lot of sources out there, man. Not saying none of them legit, but some of them don't even really have no inside knowledge of it, man. And so you get a lot of this information off the internet and off of Twitter and off of all these sports shows and sports things. But until you hear from the horse's mouth, who knows? But we didn't get fleeced. We didn't get them, but we didn't get fleeced. So we move on, Shot Powers.
Yeah, that's totally what it is, man. I'm staying optimistic and see what we could do, man. I believe Reddish is going to have a good year this year, man. And just to compare, I hate to put comparisons and stuff like that, but last year Fournier was 14 points a game, 2 rebounds and 1 assist or something like that, or 2 assists and 1 rebound or something like that. You don't think Cam Reddish, a healthy Cam Reddish, could get those points for you? 14 points,
yeah,
2 rebounds. I mean, 2 rebounds and 1 assist. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Just better for me. The athleticism and the defense.
I'm just saying.
Him and Grimes, they need that in that starting lineup, because that minus the scoring, that's what Donovan Mitchell was giving you. He might be short, but he got a lot of girth to him. Size, girth to him, and for his muscle. But I think Cam Reddish, I like his game. I like what he could do. I know he was just starting to come into his own when he got here last year. Then he got injured. Because but knowing that Cam Reddish already coming into training camp with the Knicks from the beginning, not just got here, not got thrown, not just got thrown in at the trading deadline. You got to try to wait till you learn the system. And
came in hurt.
Yeah, and got hurt. Now the young man coming in out the door, like, okay, you can go in training camp and show improvement to the Knicks if I'm worth keeping. And that's all he got to do. Now he get a fresh start. What I like about it, he coming into camp this year with a fresh start. You know what I mean? It's not like he coming in, like I said, not prepared halfway through, shocked to it. Yeah, so you might get a different Cam Reddish in a contract year.
Facts.
In a contract year, Cam Reddish might go out there and say, man, let me show these cats what I'm made of. You know what I mean? And he putting in the work in the offseason. He doing what he do. He doing it the Knicks way. They all workers. Peace, D Ross, my brother. Good to see you, my man. D Ross, salute. My brother D Ross been a long time supporter, man, from day one. We appreciate you, D Ross. You already know.
Word up.
Yeah, man. Been holding Knicks and talk down for a minute. And everybody else as well who've been in here for a while. But so I'm good with that. I'm good with RJ. JJ said Cam and RJ won't work enough shooting. Wow, and I understand where you're coming from with that, though. You know what I mean? But
I'm just saying. I'm sorry, Divine.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm just saying this. If RJ makes a change and shoots 36% from 3-point range this year, and Cam Reddish comes up this year and shoots around 30, 34, 35% from 3-point range, them two guys together has played together, and I believe on the right hand side, with both of those guys on the right hand side, I think that's a good combination on the right hand side with him, with RJ, Reddish, and Mitchell Robinson. I think that's a good unit. I think they could rebound. I think we have someone in there that's somebody that's big that can handle some of these bigger guards. The switches would be easier. You know what I mean? From the 2 to the 3 with Cam Reddish and RJ, the switches would be a little easier. I believe Cam Reddish can drive to the hole. I believe he can shoot the short jump shot. And I believe he can shoot the 3-pointer. I'm not saying all of them are going to be high efficiency, but if he has a moderate rate of efficiency this year, if Cam Reddish could do 42% from the field, the biggest thing for Cam Reddish is staying healthy. If Cam Reddish can stay healthy, I believe he could play a better game than Evan Fournier. I believe he could get in there and grab rebounds. He got good eye vision. He's a high scorer. He dunks hard. He got bigger. I like Cam Reddish as a starter with RJ Barrett. Him and RJ Barrett paired at the 2 and the 3, I think could take us a long way. Those two guys together already have a rapport from playing in Duke. And I think if they come out here with another guy, Villanova, that's going to push the pace. The Wolverine coming out here, causing havoc. I think these and plus it makes us bigger up front in the starting unit. It makes us bigger up front. Now we got 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", and 7 foot to help out Jalen Brunson on all those switches.
Yeah. Grimes is you good either.
Grimes too. Grimes as well.
Yeah, you good either way. I really believe that. That's the reason why we bring this Fournier thing up, because I think between Grimes and Cam and you know, look at the money they're making. $2 million, he making $5 million. Please. You know what I mean? Ain't gonna give you just about the production my man getting you. No knock on him. I'm just talking about fit. The Quentin Grimes can guard with the best of them. And people forgot Cam Reddish. He was the best shooter at Duke. But that was his game, shooting. When he was at Duke, he was lethal shooting pretty much for us. He was a better shooter than definitely R.J. Barrett at the time, and
I'm just saying,
and Zion Williamson. That was his main thing. Cam Reddish just stroked the ball. He got a good stroke. You know what I mean? So you know, now that he getting I think he's gonna light it up. I think Grimes gonna light it up. I think the 4 Knicks this year, I think a lot of them gonna get it popping. But I think Grimes, I think if Cam Reddish here, I think Obi and my man are gonna get it, because I like that IQ and Obi top in tandem, where that fast break, that pace is just phenomenal. And we missed that so much. One thing I like about them two, when you got two guys who play well together, they rub over each other, they know each other's tendencies. IQ know when Obi gonna be down court. IQ know where to find Obi, and so you know that commodity makes them cats lethal when it comes to that second unit, because IQ gonna get you his. IQ been having 11 in the game. He put in a lot of work this year. He gonna be. I think he could get around 15 a game this year. You know what I mean? Because I think he can stroke the ball, and he's a good foul shooter. But now IQ learning how to break down defense a lot and get down the lane a lot, getting fouled, throwing floaters. So I think he on to something. You know what I mean? And I think Obi Toppin gonna come out having a decent year. And that's why you got to move Fournier, these guys, so Obi Toppin can find a way to get some extra minutes, because you know, behind Julius Randle this year, you know, you don't want to see Obi Toppin stuck in them less minutes, because the less minutes he played, the more less he get. Every time we pull up their stats on here, the more minutes these cats are playing, the more points they were scoring. And Obi Toppin shot 53% from the field this year. So you know, we'll see how it goes. I think he have a good year as well. But I'm looking forward to it. Hartenstein is a big addition for us. You know, it might not be big wholesale. We missed out on a wholesale name, but that don't mean the team wasn't good though. You know what I mean? We just missed out on a wholesale guy, but that don't mean we wasn't good. You know what I mean? And I think that team with Mitchell Robinson coming healthy at the beginning of the year, nothing, coming in 100% ready to roll. Julius Randle look good. RJ done got his back. You know he's gonna show out. I think just getting Jalen Brunson made Knicks a totally different team, like I say, than having Alex Burks and Kemba Walker or McBride. You brought in a bona fide cat who could get down, and if you don't believe, look at his stats last year. Look where he went. It was him and Luke and them took them boys to the finals last year, the Western Conference Finals. That was Jalen Brunson. So you know, I think that's a big upgrade in New York. That's a big upgrade. I don't think people, and no knock to Alex Burks, but Alex Burks ain't a point guard though. You know what I mean? No knock to him, and no knock to Kimber, but he didn't play enough. So now you bring in a cat who look like he's gonna be able to get you 17 a game easy. You know what I mean? 16, 17 game easy with, you know, 4, 5, 6 assists, at least 5, 6. You know, and he's a good rebounder for a side who pushes the pace when he get on a break. And having Randle on a break with him, whether it's Cam Reddish or Grimes, hopefully, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, you got a team that can run with pace. You know, and you got a solid team down there. So, you know, let's see how it pop, man. I'm good to go. I ain't off the bandwagon. I think we just got to be patient. You know, we might have missed out on this one. That don't mean we won't get the next one.
And another thing about what we didn't do today about not getting Donovan Mitchell, we still retain all our picks. You know, we still have these 22 picks that we are talking about, and someone may be disgruntled. You know what I mean? Somebody may be ready by, you know, the trade deadline to be ready to be moved, and we'll be ready for that too. You know, so you know, who knows who may come out and be disgruntled, you know, who knows? But we got the picks to make something, appeasable. We can pull into somebody that we want with the picks we have. And the team, I keep saying this, the team that we got has been together. A lot of these teams that are coming here, like Atlanta and everybody, these new players on their team, they 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 miss what the Knicks have right now. The Knicks have played together for a couple of years right now, and those guys have to get acclimated to the team, find out where they got to fit in, when they're going to shoot, when they get the pass, and all this other stuff. So we already know a lot of this stuff with this team already, and they know each other very well, man. And we just need we just need one or two of these guys to really step up tonight. And I also forgot this, man. Brunson on the left hand side with Randall and Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson, I believe he's going to make Mitchell Robinson a better player. So I'm just going to say that and just get off.
Yeah. And plus, to me, with the biggest kid, Derrick Rose coming back.
Right.
You missed that 13 points.
That's another thing. And he's slimmer. He's slimmer. He looks faster. I'm just saying.
Say what you want. Knicks didn't go nowhere last year because Derrick Rose got hurt. That's the bottom line. I don't give a nobody say. If Derrick Rose would have went down, Knicks would have they would have been in that playing. They would have been in there. When Derrick Rose went down, I was like, it's pretty much a wrap. Because now you're gonna have to start to rely on Alex Burks and
exactly what we did.
And that's exactly what happened. Because Kemba Walker didn't have it. He wasn't there. Then when Derrick Rose went down on December 8th, I'm like, that's it. You don't have nobody on that team that's better than Derrick Rose to me.
All right. That's
nobody. I don't care what you can talk about Randall all you want to. None of them cats is better than Derrick Rose. You know what I mean? Because that cat done been an MVP. He know the game. He get to the basket religiously in the street ball. He was shooting a three ball for 40 cent a clip that in the last. So he done took his game to the outside at his old age. But look what that's the reason why the Knicks didn't make the playoffs last year. And besides Nerlens Noel, that was a big loss because of what he did the year before and that defense and backing up Mitch. That was another big loss for us last year. And we still won 37 games. If Derrick Rose and Nerlens Noel would have went down, that would have been a different story for the Knicks. You wouldn't have to worry about throwing an unready Jericho Sims in there, and then Deuce McBride, and then that hurt up thing. Then you took Alex Burks out of the backup spot. He took them points off the bench, put him in the starting lineup, and you lost a bench point from Derrick Rose last year. That weakened the shit out that team, Chop Hours. So but now I think this team right now, the way it's constructed right now, better than the team that we had and when we won 41 games. I think the acquisition of Jalen Brunson, if you can get whether it's Cam Reddish or my man Grimes can pop this year. If one of them dudes pop, the Knicks will be all right. I'll put it right there. If one of them two dudes pop right there, I think the Knicks will be all right.
If both of them pop, we in good suits. If everybody can almost average what they averaged last year, a percentage up or a percentage down. If we get two guys, if we could get Grimes and Reddish to pop this year, we're in an all right position. Between those two guys right there, if we could get 24 to 34 points between the two guys, about 15 to 17 points a night from each of those guys, we're a better team. We're a better team. We're a better free throw shooting team as well. You know what I mean? I think Brunson, and another thing that we have that we didn't have last year, going down stretches, is someone to deliver a basket when we need it. And Brunson and D Rose are guys that do that. You may even see out there, hypothetically, don't be surprised if you see Derrick Rose and Brunson running the 1 and 2. Or playing together at one point in time or something like that for two or three minutes, before one of them comes out or something like that. Don't be surprised to see that, because two guys that go downhill, they know each other very well, and once they build that chemistry up, 3-point raining down. Brunson is a very good 3-point shooter. I hope Randall doesn't take as many 3-pointers. I don't want him to be shooting 6 3-pointers a game, 5, 6 3-pointers a game. He needs to, if he can get his head together, he's looking a little thinner. We might even run. I doubt we see it, but it's possible that with Randall here now, we may could see Obi and Randall on the court together for short periods of time and stuff like that. 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, something like 4, 3. Does not go 5 minutes. Let's say 2, 3, 4 minutes or something like that. You know what I mean? We make it see that the small ball team come out where Randall could play 3 and Obi could play 4. And put somebody like a Reddish out there to play 5, or whoever you want to put in the 5, but you put Obi at 5 and Reddish at the 4 and Randall at the 3, or vice versa. We have a chance to really twist this team up a little. Yeah, a lot of this is going to take place, but we have to see how Tibbs is going to run this offense this year. You know what I mean? It's going to be I believe Tibbs could take this team and keep them in top 10-ish. And defense, but the biggest thing with this team this year is how to produce offense. And what we didn't do last year by getting Kemba and getting Kenya and Fournier at the same time, this year could possibly the trade-off for Kemba and Evan Fournier this year could be Brunson and Grimes, or Brunson, RJ, and with RJ being the 2, the 3 being Reddish. So that's our options this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what's interesting to me. Jalen Brunson, when I watched him in the playoffs last year, let me tell you something, bro. I wouldn't be surprised he come in there and the point guard and Knicks and just damn near be the man. I mean,
Right.
this kid is not no slouch. I know everybody don't. He ain't got the name like all these major point guard, but I think he just reaching where he just starting to get there. I think Jalen Brunson gonna show out like you wouldn't believe. I just seen them. I seen that cat play last year, and I was like, you know what? We would talk about him the whole season. We were talking about it before the playoffs, right? You know how we talking about here. We think the Knicks gonna get Jalen Brunson. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
You get in the playoffs, and you see why we was talking about him. Kid lit it up in the playoffs last year. Trust me, what I'm telling you. Him and Luke and them was Jalen Brunson is the reason why them boys got there. You know what I mean? Even when Luka went down, the cat dropped 41 on Donovan Mitchell and them. Worst bone beats him like dropped 41 on them cats.
Dumped on them.
And I was like, okay. That made me say, okay, I'm with the Jalen Brunson. I was with him already, but like I said, the brother's a winner. He's a winner. We want winner basketball players. So to me, if Jalen Brunson do what he do, here's the benefit of the Donovan Mitchell thing. I think that we might not realize as Knicks fans that might benefit this team. Now I think RJ will get close to 24 a game now. I think Julius Randle or RJ can do 20, 23, 24 a game now, because that now you don't have to have Donovan Mitchell trying to get 25 now. So now that's a lot of ball distributing. So I do think with Jalen Brunson, he got the ball in his hand enough to get his points. RJ and Randall now probably on a good year, probably go for 23, 24 apiece this year. I think RJ would have did that last year, one for foul shooting, you know what I mean, and things of that nature. So I'm pretty excited about what they got going on. Danny, my brother Danny, salute to you, man. Appreciate you coming in. Real
Always.
talk. Salute to the chat, man. Salute to everybody up in there, man. Knicks Real Talk. We in the building talking Knicks. No Donovan Mitchell. Sorry, guys. I didn't have for all those really wanted them. But, we ain't nothing we can do now. Might as well get about our mind and move on to the next phase. But now we got to start with the team that we had. So the topic of conversation, but what we got going for right now, I'm not disappointed how that might. I wish it would have happened, Danny. I really thought I really wanted him here. I really did want Donovan Mitchell in New York. So let's not get it twisted. I wanted him here bad because I thought that he's that person. You know what I mean? But being that we didn't get him, I'm not mad. I could, like we always say, with him without, I thought we was going to be good. I really did. I thought it was going to be good really without him. Yeah, D-Rouse. I mean, he's another cat a lot of people not talk about, man. But that Hartenstein, I think he's going to be a really very, very good backup for us, man. I really do. I think I like where he played. He played down there in with LA and the Clippers last year under the tutelage of Tyronn Lue, playing with amongst all them cats down there with Paul George and Jackson, Reddy Jackson, Marquise Morris. Hartenstein was doing it, and believe me, like Tyronn Lue didn't want to let that. He didn't want to lose him because he had a that cat. He's gonna be a good backup for Mitch. Now he got a stretch big. He a stretch big. when he wanted to. He could stretch. He could stretch big. He played defense at the rim like he's a shot blocker. Good pass at the top of the key. Length, 7-footer. Him backing up Mitch is going to be pretty awesome for it. Because now when that second unit come in, now you got a guy who could stretch that, open that inside out, let Derrick Rose just break everybody down. Him and quickly and Grinder can break cats down all day because Hartenstein can pop out at the 3 line. So now you're taking a big man out there. You know what I mean? Now you got all these lanes opening up. So salute to my man John. John, salute my brother. Appreciate you coming in. Real talk. My man John, y'all know what it is. Knicks still Knicks fans, man. Y'all make sure y'all represent, down there. Check Brown and John out, man. They doing good things. But I think Hartenstein was a big addition. You know what I mean? And I think, because he's gonna be giving us what Noel couldn't give us last year because Noel didn't play. You know what I mean? Shot power. So I think that's a plus for us. And I think we still got to make a move somewhere. I think we got to find a way to make a move, to free up a roster spot for these cats can get in. I think Cam Reddish, Grimes, you got to be able to get them cats some time at the 2. And I love Fournier. It ain't about his game. It's about I think we can get that out of Grimes now. I just think we can. I think we can get the defense, the playmaking. I think we can get the shooting, and all that out of Grimes. I think he's ready for that role this year. So that's why I think he makes him expendable. John said, should the front office make a move to clear the large man at guard and small? I do, John. I think the Knicks should make a move down there. And I think I was saying earlier, for me, John, I don't care if they trade Fournier and get back a pick and a guy that's out of the rotation. I would like for them to do that. Just that way, Manuel Quickly and Quentin Grimes are the 2 guards in New York. If you move Fournier, you bring back a pick, or maybe a guy that not. I don't care if he's not even in the rotation, but you got rid of the salary. You cleared the $18 million almost, depending on what's on being on a bench for us, and then you can either waive him or let him go. But I know Manuel Quickly and Quentin Grimes got that 2 spot in New York. I would pretty much do that, and then Shop how that would be the most likeliest thing for me. Small forward thing. It all depends what happens with Cam Reddish. If Cam Reddish is there, then he play behind RJ. They so interchangeable, John. I think that's what I would do. Shot power from my standpoint. I think Evan Fournier is the key to all that.
Evan Fournier. I'm going to talk his name tonight. The biggest thing that, if you talk about small forward, shooting guard, we got John. I think we got to move for Evan Fournier, man. I think Evan Fournier is the piece that doesn't fit. That's plain and simple, man. I think right now with this young crew that we have right now, and I say this. Sorry, I said earlier that he was our oldest. I forgot Derrick D. Rose is our oldest, but he is our second oldest. And I think he may be one of the ones that we need. I mean, I think he's the one that's going to, I believe my starting, and I'm going to say this again, and I hope this comes true, man. I hope that the starting unit could be something like Brunson, RJ, Cam Reddish, Mitchell Robinson, and Julius Randle. I think that's a nicer, and if we can't start it like that, I'm not opposed to, because I think Grimes is going to be the shining star for this year. I believe Brunson, Grimes, or RJ could also be the one of the starting unit. But with either one of those starting units, where does Evan Fournier fit? And I'm going to say that this whole episode till I'm sick in the mouth with it. When I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm going to scream out Evan Fournier. That's how I'm feeling. Evan Fournier is the part that needs to be moved. And if we can move on from Evan Fournier, I think the team, everyone has so much room to grow if Evan Fournier moves.
Yeah, man.
Facts. Big facts.
With the chat on that. Like I said, no disrespect to him. It's not. But I just think that my man Quentin Grimes just make him expendable. It ain't about Evan Fournier. He's not a good player. I don't have no problem with Evan Fournier, but I do think Quentin Grimes makes him expendable. He just does. Because what do Evan Fournier do good for us? Shoot the three, right? That's pretty much his ammo. Is shooting the three. Quentin Grimes knocks it down just as good as he do. That boy got a stroke like no other to me. And I think a full year of him this year, watch and see. And on top of that, he locked cats down. I mean, he locks him down, bro. So I think, to me, I think the reason why you move Fournier $18 million is because you got $2 million doing what he's doing, give you some more intangible that my man don't do. You know, that this is just a on it. It makes sense off the court and on the court. I'm talking about on the court itself, and when it comes to the infrastructure. To move that $18 million, let him send him out to LA. Let him go out there to a championship team. Let Evan Fournier go somewhere where he got a chance to win a ring somewhere. Send him out to the Clippers. Send him out to Dallas. I don't know, wherever. Let him go to a playoff team. I mean, a contending team, rather. You know, and he could be like a Joe Harris to somebody. You know, he could be. I don't think at this stage where we at as a Knicks team, because we're not getting to the finals or nothing like that. So that's the only reason I say move Evan Fournier now and give Cam Reddish and Grimes a chance to get popping, so that next year they done put a year's worth of work in. Now they got better. Now they got the playing experience. So that means the Grimes third year probably be crazy like RJ's, you know what I mean? Or something of that nature. And then God got another year to really, really play 82 games. And then you know what? And you see what happens the next year. So I do think that it would be nice if you could move him. And you know, and who knows, you know, the Obi Toppin thing is another thing that's gonna be interesting here with minutes. They got to fix that too, because I don't think Obi Toppin gonna be happy playing those 18 and 12 minutes this year, like that. You know, not the way he showed out end of the last year. I don't think Obi Toppin gonna be looking to be playing. I think Obi Toppin got to at least get 20 minutes a game, so something of that nature.
This is going to be the time to see who's hot at the end of the night between Obi and Randall. Randall can get the bulk of the minutes, 25 to 30 minutes. But but pushing Randall for 35 minutes this year, unless he's having that subpar year like he had 2 years ago, you know, that's one of the ways that that Obi sits the bench. But then we're gonna have to try to fit him in at 3. You know, maybe take a little bit of Cam Reddish time, or take a little bit of, I don't know who time to take, but he needs to have at least 18 minutes this year, and 18 to 20 minutes, somewhere around there. And the only way that we do that is if we rest our starters. We don't play Julius Randle 9 minutes the first quarter, the 11 minutes the first quarter, something like that. Give them a nice 6-7 minute sprint. Let Obi come in and play 5-6 minutes. Let Randle come back, something like that. Where this way both of them can average out that 48 minutes, together, 30 to 20, 29 to 19 minutes, or however you want to work it out. Those two guys together, depending on who's hot for the night, is the person that you're leaving for the night. If you feel that, if Obi Toppin is hitting his 3 tonight, he's 23 points tonight, he got 7 rebounds tonight, and Julius Randle has 14 points, that we end the game with Obi Toppin, and he can accumulate those extra 2 or 3 minutes. So, if it goes from 18 minutes to 22, 24 minutes or something like that, those two positions have to be, whoever's hot for the night has to be the guy that closes the night. You know what I mean? And I hope Julius doesn't feel some kind of way about it, but Julius may be the guy that ends majority of the games. But we need to give Obi some minutes. The biggest thing that why I wanted Donovan Mitchell is my proposal for Donovan Mitchell was IQ and Obi Toppin. And the one of the main reasons why I say that, if Obi Toppin is not going to get at least 18 to 20 minutes this year on this team behind Julius Randle, I would rather see him go to Utah and get 25 to 35 minutes a night. You know what I mean? Just like IQ. But IQ, I think, is solidified. I think IQ has a spot on this roster. You know what I mean? But Obi Toppin, that's one of the reasons why I said Obi Toppin and IQ, and I'm going to stick to that, man. I don't want to see Randle with 35, 34 minutes this year. You know what I mean? He could get 28, 31, 32 minutes, something like that. You know what I mean? We need to keep Obi Toppin in there to liven up the crowd in the games.
Yeah, real talk,
Facts, John.
It's facts. Yeah, but I do think they got a lot of ways they could do this thing. But I do think going into the season, ladies and gentlemen, I do think the Knicks need to make a move to free up a roster spot. I do believe that. I do think they need to make some type of move to free up another space. And not like I said, that Jonathan Macri thing was true. Yeah, I seen that on Twitter that he think that Randall gonna be moving for the start of the season. And Jonathan Macri, his show, from what I know, and the Knicks film school don't throw no. It seems like they not no hyperbole type of people.
They more like us.
Yeah, right.
John does a letter, and Jeremy also does a letter. What did I forgot who they do the letters under, but and they do a lot of Patreon stuff. But those are good guys right there, very informative guys, especially John and Jeremy.
Yeah. And I think now Macri now I think he's in there for when the Knicks do the post game. I think he's in like a post game report or something like nowadays. I think he got connected up in there. But anyway, he had a report out there about that he think that Julius Randle was gonna be moved by the end of the before training camp or something like that. So it's still Danny, the move that I would make in the mock for me, one move that I had in mind was like I said with the Evan Fournier thing, just to free up a roster spot, maybe send him to a playoff team or a contender. I meant to say, maybe take back a pick for him. And maybe a player he got to get to about 16, 14 million in salary, bringing a player that you trade him with that's really not going to be part of the rotation. Don't even worry about it. You could even waive him for all I care. Because the money come out the books next year anyway, unless you could trade him at the deadline. I don't know. But if you could do something like that, that's one move I would. But just to let quickly grind to hold down a 2 spot in New York City. I just believe that. That's the reason I would do for it. The other one I was telling them guys earlier, Danny, was maybe Anunoby and Gary Trent Jr. maybe for Randall and Fournier. I think that's the thing could work too, but that still doesn't solve the 2-guard spot neither. So, but if you do Randall straight up for Anunoby and they give us, we work something out, I don't have a problem with that neither. I think I like Anunoby's game. I like he got more length than Julius Randle, but I like Julius Randle too. Don't get me wrong. But if depending on the contract situation, if you can free up that money, then you save 118 million, 107 million now of Julius Randle. And you bring in Anunoby and you see how that go. So but it's them the option that I know. If y'all got some in there, y'all let me know what y'all like to see or what y'all think is possible. What the Knicks can do. With the situation there. But right now they're a pretty stacked team. I'm just talking about they deep. The Knicks definitely got their 10-man rotation locked up. Somebody's gonna be odd man out 1 or 2.
1 man out. That's
one man out.
I mean, right now with the team that we have, we got if we say Evan Fournier is 11 and then we got Sims is 12, we still need to pick up a couple of players. If I'm not mistaken, we're still down 2 to 3 men on our roster. So we're still going to have to make some type of moves to fulfill the roster that we have this year. But if we can move Evan Fournier for a guy and a pick, I'm with it. To put him on the bench or something like that.
Hey, would y'all do Julius Randle shot power for Julius Randle and Evan Fournier for Russell Westbrook? 47 million expiring.
Julius Randle and Evan Fournier.
Yeah,
in a heartbeat.
And for
in a heartbeat
for Russell Westbrook.
Yep.
And one of them Lakers picks.
Yep.
Now you remember that 47 million coming out the books. So the Knicks got 100-something million back next year because his 47 lead this year. Yeah, that means you don't got Julius Randle 107 no more, and Evan Fournier. So the Knicks gonna probably get back $100 million out that deal. You know what I mean?
Heartbeat.
So listen, the way Jalen Brunson get it. If Jalen Brunson could play with Luka Doncic, I think he could play with Russell Westbrook. They both point guard, and that was Brunson. That's why I think Brunson gonna pop, and not the changes because I think Brunson playing with Luka when Luka was he is the point guard for the Dallas Mavericks.
Primary.
But Jalen Brunson still was doing this thing when Luka was the primary ball handler. So now you got Jalen Brunson. So in other words, Jalen Brunson was playing off ball most of his time last year in Dallas because Luka Doncic was the main point guard in that squad last year. Yep.
Yeah, I'll do that in a heartbeat, man. You say Westbrook. I mean, salute to KJ on that Westbrook.
Yeah.
I'm just saying if we can move, if we can get Westbrook and a first round pick and we give it up Julius Randle and Evan Fournier, see ya.
Yeah, that now you get for all us who think that Obi, which I like with his. That's about it. Yeah, yeah, that's about it. Yeah, yeah, that you ain't lying. That'd be explosive right there. Oh my God, you couldn't even keep up with that team. Westbrook and Westbrook and Derrick Rose and Manu, whoever, you couldn't keep up with that squad. But that's some fast brothers, right? They quick. So yeah, man. But see, something like that still can happen. So you never know. And then what that does is, you got Obi there, RJ, Mitchell Robinson, Jalen Brunson, and whoever, whether it's Cam Reddish or Quinn Grind or if you even if you use. Here's another thing that's smart about that. If they to do that right now, can't they trade Westbrook by the deadline? Right? They can trade him by the deadline because
is it the 90-day thing?
Yeah, that's true. That's what I'm saying. So by the deadline, the Knicks could trade him. They could trade Russell Westbrook for a couple of picks at the trading deadline to a contender. You know what I mean? So yeah, to remove them contracts to get Fournier and Julius Randle off the books. Not that I hate Julius Randle. It's all about the money to me. You just gave RJ extension. You get to get Julius Randle's 30 this money off the books and Evan Fournier's. So you still got RJ Barrett signed, Jalen Brunson signed, Mitchell Robinson signed with cap space. With tons of cap space. Check it out, Deshaun Powers. You got Julius Randle's 26 next year be off the books. Evan Fournier's 18, right? That's what, 44, 42? And Derrick Rose's 13, 14 million or something like that. You will have $50 million in cap space by
44, 50, like 54 million.
Yep, absolutely. You will literally have about 60 million. Because let me see. Our Julius Randle numbers go up next year to 26 because I think here's the sin.
All right, 26.
Yeah,
and 18. All right, that's
18, yep. 34. No,
34.
40, 30, 44. 44.
Mm-hmm.
That's 44. Then you put Derrick Rose as 14. That's $58 million, bro. Mm-hmm. And you got RJ locked up. You got Mitchell Robinson locked up, and you got Brunson locked up. You got two max cap spaces right there. Period. I mean, if you even just stayed that way, you got 2 max slots. So, though that deal didn't pan out the way you wanted, we didn't get Donovan Mitchell, so be it. But to have 20-something draft picks and maybe a possible $60 million in cap money, and you got right now the one-year franchise players signed, wow. So you got to take that stuff into consideration, and that's how the Knicks got to look at it. You know what I mean? We are so good at situation infrastructure-wise. That's why I didn't trip too much. I like no matter what, the Knicks is in a good place. You're 100%, John, on that one. You can even get if Cam get his money. You can get if Obi Pop, you can give Obi some money. And you can then you can say, okay, damn, we know what Grimes look like he's gonna be a keeper in New York. So we're gonna have to give Grimes a 3-year, $15 million or something like that if he popped the right way. So you gotta think about if you could sign him back, give Cam Reddish if he popped about $15 million. Him, Cam Reddish, and Obi Toppin can get them 2+ team option deals. You know what I mean? And that's still only going to cost you 45. You still got almost 20 million to play with. You know what I mean? And by then, Hartenstein money would be off the books. So they're in a good spot, man. That's not like get it twisted. They might not get down to Mitchell, but they can. The Westbrook thing will make much sense for the Knicks. Yeah, I think they're not going that deep anyway. I think we're going to be in the playoffs. Russell Westbrook put up 18 points a game last year. Regardless of what the Knicks keep them and play them or whatever they do, just to get that money off the books, man, and give Obi the 4th spot. So you're killing like 3 birds with one stone shot.
Yeah, you are working a whole lot of things with that. You're getting money off your books, right. Giving Obi some time on the court, and you got in the next year you ready to take some of these drafts that you have and some money that you got, and you could really make some power moves in there. And if something really comes down the pike or something like that, if these guys have a semi decent year, their stock goes up. Everybody's stock goes up. We make the play-ins or make the playoffs. Everybody's stock is up. They may be on the books for $2 million, but they're worth like $7, $9 million, $11 million now. It makes a big difference when you're trying to make a trade and stuff like that. Make a big difference.
What that dope that is? Clear it all up for Giannis. When Giannis next contract come out or whatever, the Knicks gonna have money to give him 50-something million. There go right there. But I'm just saying that to have some fun because Giannis in New York with RJ and Mitchell Robinson. Oh my God, at the power forward spot with Mitchell Robinson and RJ. Damn. Oh yeah, you got Jalen Brunson right there. You got whoever at the 2 gonna be at the 2. You go get a bona fide cat at the 2. They right back there. It ain't no loss about this stuff, man. I'm not mad at it because, like I said, that one package. I knew if Danny Ainge didn't take that package with Mitchell Robinson, R.J. Barrett, and Obi Toppin, 3 unprotected, then it was a swap pick he would have got and something else. If he didn't take that from the Knicks when he put that out there, you knew he was BSing. He didn't want Don Mitchell to come here.
Mm-hmm.
No way I would have turned that down. RJ, Mitchell Robinson, and Obi Toppin, and 3 unprotected when he came to them in June, whatever. So like in July, if Danny Ainge didn't take that package, he might be like, you know what, I ain't trying to do this. So that's crazy. So but I'm glad it didn't work out. Now that the smoke and the dust done settled, I'm glad it didn't work out. To be honest with you,
now we know where we're going.
Now we know we know who we working with, and we know who we got coming to the table in the summertime in the training camp next month, which is almost here. Well, it'll be here this month. So, you know what I mean? So it's pretty about to get popping. And I'm glad Leon wrote DVD. I ain't gonna let it drag on. I'm gonna go ahead. When y'all didn't want Mitchell Robinson, we signed him the next day. When y'all said we gave y'all the money to sign RJ Barrett, y'all didn't want to do nothing, we signed him that next day. So right now in the all season, you signed Mitchell Robinson, you signed RJ, you brought in Jalen Brunson, you signed Mitchell Robinson, you brought in Hartenstein, and you draft. You got preferable picks all over the place, and the next year you got expiring contracts. It's not a bad summer.
Not a bad summer.
I think like I said, I know we disappointed with Donovan Mitchell. I know we want that star here. I get it. I understand it very well, man. So let's not get it twisted. I wanted them here too, but like I said, that ship doesn't sail. So they don't need to be harping on that. You know what I mean? Can't cry but spill milk. We just got to keep it moving. But I still think we're in a good place because now instead of having 4 players in the starting lineup making over $25 million, $20 million, $20, $25, $30 million, you only got 3. Now you got Randall, RJ, and Brunson. And Mitchell Robinson, 15 is definitely going to be a plus. I think he's going to show out this year. So let's see. Let's see, man. I still think the Knicks got a pretty decent team. I ain't sleeping on my boy. I think they got a pretty decent team in New York, and we just got to put it all together. And you know what I want to see them do? Shot Pals, real quick. I'm gonna say one thing I want to see the Knicks do. If they do this here, I know this team gonna be good. Play defense the way them boys play the summer league. If the New York Knicks main team play defense the way them boys play the summer league, they easy winning 40 games next year. That defense in summer league, the way with Thibodeau told Dice the way he wanted these boys to play, that they was getting in the summer league on defense. I was so impressed with the way, and that's why they got to where they got to. Grimes was knocking down 20-something a game. That defense was legit in summer league. So I seen when they came out there with energy. They were scrappy, fast moving. Grimes was locking cats down, stealing. I was like, okay. Yep, absolutely, John, 100%. He probably would have got as close to 50 or 50, but I don't think we were beating the top 4 or top 5 in the league with that team. So I think the cats are loaded, but I still think we're gonna be competitive though, and I think we're gonna shock a lot of people. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I think if you go Nick player for player and match them up against a lot of teams, there ain't no scrubs down there. Jalen Brunson is not a scrub. RJ is not a scrub. Julius Randle is not a scrub. He's not. You might listen, guy. We 2 years ago, this man put up 24 and 11. The whole year, 24, 11 and 5. All-star game, most improved player, 3rd team All NBA. Now you look at Julius Randle this year, the way he in shape, man. I just think you got to be careful. Julius Randle, he just as good as any power forward in the East when he on. When Julius Randle game is on, he's just as good as anybody in the East, bro. When he on, you know what I mean. So I'm with you on that. Be civilized. I have 42 to 45.
I have
I
about the
have
same.
45. Yeah, about that. I think this team gonna shock a lot of people, man. I think the camaraderie is there. We bring a lot of familiar players back who've been here. Only team we had with Hartenstein and Jalen Brunson. Everybody else was here. They know how to play. They know the system. I think now it all depends what you do with Fournier. If you can solve that problem, we more athletic, more and we more defense. I think it's gonna be nice. Yeah, I think so. I think that opening game is gonna be nice. Jaden Ivey and Brunson and RJ and Cade Cunningham, and it's gonna be Mitchell Robinson and oh my God, Nerlens Noel gonna be in the building. Alex Burks gonna be in the building. That's gonna be a good game. I won't be able to attend this one, but it's gonna be fun though, man. But I'm looking forward to our team, man. We understand that the East is strong. I'm not talking about the Knicks gonna be the 4th, 5th seed. But it all depends what happened and the way things go. And you mess around by the trading deadline and something pop off. And I think Julius Randle, RJ, and Jalen Brunson, to me, is just as good as RJ in his second year, Randle and Alpha Payton.
I'm gonna say this too, man. Again, Brunson is going to do wonders with Randle. Last time Randle had an all-star year was when he had a point guard that distributed the ball to him more so on the drop off to the hole, drop off to the basket or see him on the spot up when he was by himself. And Brunson is going to do that for Randle this year like Peyton did for Randle 2 years ago, I believe. And I believe that we'll see a better left side basketball team with Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. And I prefer to see R.J. Barrett and Cam Reddish on the right side. You know what I mean? Mitch goes, left and right, depending on which side they swing it to. And we go from there, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited about the season. You call me Mr. Optimism, you can call me whatever you want. I stay optimistic and positive, but I also do it with reality. And I think the reality is the Knicks team this year with a healthy, when I mean healthy, are coming into training camp, healthy Mitchell Robinson, not one who's been off for 9 months, who had to play a whole half of the season with no type of stamina or energy. A full Mitchell Robinson holding us down at the beginning of the year. Hopefully a Randall who can kind of convert back to what he did the year before. RJ got his money, he's going to get it popping. He bring that free throw percentage up. He shoot, like you said, around 36 to 37 from three. And his playmaking and Jalen Brunson, I just think the Knicks, and I think they got a good team. I do. They put like this here. You ain't coming into that lineup and punking that squad. I can tell you that right now. You're not punking Mitchell Robinson, RJ, and Julius Randle. You ain't, and Jalen Brunson. You ain't punking them. You know what I mean? You're not. You know what I mean? And if you add Grimes in at the two, it's gonna be hard for teams to, especially at the two guard spot, to score on that brother because he's that disruptive. Grimes, not only Grimes is a good in your face one-on-one defender, he's a good passing lane defender as well. You know what I mean? Shot Powell, he guards you up in your face and he's good in the passing lanes. So I mean, and he's quick at stripping cats from behind. So I think it's gonna be real interesting, man. If you go out, if you do roll out with Jalen Brunson and Grimes and RJ and Mitch Robinson and Randall, I still think that's a solid team. I think that team better than the 41 win team. I didn't, in my opinion. So we're gonna see how it goes. And you're right, man. Bench still deep. Derrick Rose backing up Jalen Brunson. I'm dying to see that. That goes back to Chicago right there, bro. Jalen Brunson and my man Derrick Rose go back to Chicago when his father was coaching with Tibbs in Chicago in them days. That was his mentor. So to see imagine Jalen Brunson in the NBA going off the bench shot this year, and your backup cat is a healthy Derrick Rose giving you 18 minutes or 14, 18, whatever.
Right, 14 to 18.
Yeah. I mean, that a lot of point guard, a lot of teams ain't got a better backup than Derrick Rose out there. I don't think so. You got some out there, but a lot of them cats they ain't Derrick Rose. You know what I mean? When he healthy and he on. The only thing you can say about Derrick Rose is when he's not healthy. But when that man is healthy, Derrick Rose get it popping. You know what I mean? He for real.
If we got some guys on here on the team this year. I mean, with the depth that we have, we do have some guys that are quote unquote, we have to worry about, and what will happen. Mitchell Robinson, we could get Mitchell Robinson to play anything like he did, and as many games as he played last year. I think he played 72 games last year. Probably could have did a couple of more games. We're good money this year. If we could get Cam Reddish to play 70 games this year, a healthy season for Cam Reddish, we in good standards right there. You know what I mean? So with those two guys, if we could get 70 games out of D Rose, we're a better team this year. You know what I mean? So with those three guys, if those three guys could play, 70-ish games, and play in the playoffs, we're a better team, because if those guys that I just mentioned play 70 games, we are making a play-in or a playoff berth somewhere. If all three, Mitchell, Reddish, and D Rose, excuse me, and D Rose, if all three of those guys stay healthy this year, we're in good shape, man. We're in good shape, man. We're gonna have some good games this year, man. So, and all these guys are coming in healthy this year. They all look good. They all, with all the things that you see out there, they're all trying new things. Mitchell Robinson with the hook shots. Reddish has got way bigger, and D Rose is slimmer and looks faster. If we could get them for 70 games this year, we in great shape.
I tell you what, man, I want to see the pace of this team this year. The pace of this team this year, with Jalen Brunson at the one spot pushing the ball like that. The Knicks pace they should at least go from the bottom of the league, and pace halfway to half of the league this year. Just by adding Jalen Brunson alone, the Knicks should be better at pace, because that's what he do. That's what he could do. This cat, he can score inside, outside, up and down the court. He's three-dimensional, multi-dimensional scorer. He know how to push the ball on a break. RJ love to run the break. Julius can run it. Mitchell Robinson can, for a 7-footer. He's talking about he want to be the fastest man in the league, the fastest center in the league this year. He said he want to run the mile like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Man, listen. You know how he was his rookie year when he was running up and down the floor like a gazelle, all over the place, all up in the air. I think you're gonna get that Mitch back. These cats is out there working, man. They working. So don't get disappointed by the Donovan Mitchell thing. We didn't get him, so be it. It is what it is. Let everybody on the side act a fool and dissing the Knicks all over ESPN. I don't care about all that mess. That's all they're gonna be doing now. Knicks and that blah blah blah. Ain't nobody trying to hear all that. We still got a good team. So we'll get that player. It just wasn't meant for us this time. It wasn't meant for us this time. We'll get him though. Like I said, the way our infrastructure is, you if you do the like I said, I think that'd be a good trade for LA. But if you do the Russell Westbrook thing and get that money off the books, man, listen, whatever. You getting off $100 million back. Oh my goodness, bro. You took Fournier extra 18 off for the year after this. You took Julius Randle's 80 something or 80 something million for the next. 80 something million over them 3 years left, and he had a team, a player option with a kicker too. You know what I mean? So if you get that off, and you can do that with Russell Westbrook, and you saving $100 million over the next 4 years, and you got rid of a kicker. So, I think the Knicks in good shape. I think they got some good stuff. Yeah, I agree, B. Civilized. I think it's all gonna happen, man. I think what I seen Obi do last year, that wasn't and listen, he was doing that on Scotty Barnes, and when he dropped that 42, it wasn't like it was a scrub Toronto team. Obi Toppin dropped 42 on them cats, man. I was like, okay, his free ball dropping all over the place. Obi had a good second half of the season last year. And he field goal percentage around 53% for the year, second highest than Mitchell Robinson. He started shooting the three ball at the end of the year much better, but them points on the break, he was starting to pro. You see the footwork getting better in the inside. Yeah, I think Obi could get you 17 a game in the starting lineup. And the reason why I say that, because Obi don't need the ball in his hand. It's not like you got to give him the ball. If you throw the ball over, swing it over to Obi, he can either put the ball on the floor and go baseline. He can get his points that way. He can also get them for shooting. Obi Toppin can get them from running up and down the floor. If Obi Toppin shoot league average in 3, Obi give you 17-7. That's no question about that because he could do that. Because when I seen last year, I'm like the game that he played, he's over a certain amount of minutes. Julius Randle didn't play. Obi Top was averaging around 17 to 18 a game, and some games 20 a game. I think over a span of so many games. So that let you know that he was starting to get comfortable with the minutes. You know what I mean? And I think it's a no brainer if you could do that, man. I think that they still be good. So we got because he got to have to get some minute shot powers. You can't have Obi Toppin playing on 15, 18 minutes. I think that'd be a disservice. Your microphone, brother.
Over 20 minutes a game last year for Obi Toppin. If he played 20 minutes, he scored 20 points in the any game they played over 20 minutes. And if I'm not mistaken, he played, I think it was 16 games over 20 minutes. You know what I mean? So with the average like that, I mean, you can't go wrong, man. The guy doesn't need the ball in his hands. He's constantly moving. He's a good passer. He could get you some rebounds. He still he's working on his defense. He needs a little bit more on his that up fake. People would catch the wood. They give him the up fake. He jumps up in the air. But aside from that, I think we got something in Obi Toppin, man. And the biggest thing for me this year, I do not want to see Obi Toppin getting 12 minutes. He has to get 18 minutes bare minimum. You know what I mean? The best way we could do that is splitting those minutes like 19 minutes and 29 minutes to Julius Randle. Whoever's hot at the end of the game, let's take it to the end with them this year. And let's not make no idiot substitutions this year. So, all right, John, be easy.
Yo, John, salute, peace, brother. Yeah, man. Real talk, shop out. Great analogy right there, man. I just think that they got it there, man. Like I said, just because we didn't get Donovan Mitchell, don't mean we were a bad team. He would have made us a better team in certain aspects. But I'm definitely confident that we got everything in place to even get better, though. That's a good thing. No matter which way we may look at it, yeah, we might not get Donovan Mitchell right now, but you know how the NBA works. It'll be somebody out there if we need them, by the trading deadline and going next year, they will. But the good thing about it, if you're going to have, even if you don't do that trade with Fournier, which I think Fournier will get moved, him and Derrick Rose still is 30-something million dollars, 32 million, 33 million, just them two alone.
Facts.
So even if you had to hypothetically, Derrick Rose and him, you still got yourself 30-something million dollars. So you still can improve that one player. You can bring in one player here, and so I wouldn't worry about it too much, man. It's just that ain't the guy that we would have wanted. Yeah, you're right, Johnny David. He would have made a lot of. That's why I wanted him, because of all that stuff right there. Born in New York, and he good, So yeah, it's disappointing we didn't get him, but like I said, we can't cry with spilled milk. We just gonna keep on moving on, and I think the Knicks gonna be all right. I'm excited about the season, man. I truly am. So we'll see how it all work out once we get in there. If the young boys can take another step, we'll be a good team. We'll be a good team with the additions that we brought in with them two guys, and everybody get better. And just say like last year, this was an anomaly. You know what I mean? It is what it was. One of them, the 2021-22 season. That's what it was. You know what I mean? Injuries, not enough talent, but I think we upgraded. We brought some out. We took some out. We brought some in. I think what we brought in is gonna make a big difference for us. I think Alex Burks, Kemba Walker, and Nerlens Noel. I think you're gonna get a little bit more production out of Hartenstein and Jalen Brunson, shot power. I mean that with utmost respect for them other guys too. You know what I mean? Alex Burks wasn't no scrub. Nerlens Noel wasn't no scrub. Obviously, Kemba Walker not scrub, but his health couldn't keep him on the court for us. But so no disrespect to them, but I think Jalen Brunson traded changes the dynamic for the Knicks if he playing the whole season, and not having Noel last year to having Hartenstein this year, the big difference because you got a backup center who played this year opposed to one who didn't play at all last year. So I think we should be all right.
Yeah, I believe we're fine, man. I things is gonna work out, man. I got. The way the team is constructed right now, I'm going to say this again all night. I'm sorry, guys. What we have to do is try to move Evan Fournier. Evan Fournier is the guy that doesn't fit really. There's no way that you take $18 million and you put him on a situational bench with Sims. No, there's no way that you put him with Deuce McBride and Sims on the bench. So we have to either find a way for him, find a way to move him somehow, because the two guys that we need to see minutes from right now is Grimes and Reddish. You know, those two guys need to be implemented into either the first unit or the second unit, whoever, which one it is. One of if it's Grimes in the starting unit, then he's the shooting guard. If it's Reddish in the starting unit, he's the three. You know, and we really need to pull up on either one of those guys, because I believe Grimes beats out Fournier this year, and I believe Evan Fournier gets beat out by Reddish this year for minutes. You know, especially if he's on the second unit. So that is the biggest thing that we have to look forward to trying to move on from for this year.
Facts. Yeah, real talk, man. So yeah, I think we just got to keep seeing what the front office is gonna do. Disappointing day, but life goes on. Obviously, and we didn't after all the months of speculation, all these close calls. Danny Ainge decided he didn't want to do what he wanted to do. You can't be mad at Leon Rose. He put it out there, gave him a good package at the beginning of this thing started. When he turned that down, I knew it was gonna be a long ride. I remember this thing first started, they were talking about 8 picks, 7 picks. And then it gets down to, so he wound up with 3 picks, 5, but it all started with 8 picks, 7 picks.
Right.
That package that he gave, that the New York Knicks offered them guys at the beginning of this negotiation, he offered us 2 rotation players for the Knicks at Obi Toppin, 3 unprotected, future picks or whatever, and they still turned it down. So I mean, I don't, like I said, then we came back at you again. But I'm glad my man didn't let him fleece us. I just think that's the way it is. Sometimes it's best to walk away to get beat that bad. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's best to walk away to give away too much. I think you gotta give Leon Rose credit for saying, you know what, I'm not gonna give up the whole team for this guy. You know what I mean? And I'm not mad at him for that, because this would have happened back in the day. Knicks gave up too much. They got fleeced. Blah, blah, blah. No. You know what?
You gave up this person. You gave up this person. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
So it would have never been a satisfaction amongst the fan base if this would have happened one way or the other. Salute to my man Javez, Louisiana in the building. My man Job, salute my brother. Glad to see you, man. Hope you're doing well and everything and all that good stuff. But I think no matter what, somebody was going to be unhappy in the fan base. That's just the way it goes. The ones who wanted Donovan Mitchell, and they're going to be kind of disappointed. Or the ones who want a superstar here to get this thing popping till we can start winning championship. That aspect of the fan base is going to be a little bit disappointed. You know what I mean? So I get that, because some of us have been watching this thing for so many years. We never got a chance to see our team get better and go to the championship. So I understand how a lot of us Right. Be civilized. You could have said it better myself, but damn if you do, damn if you don't. That's actual facts. Them facts. If we would have got down to Mitchell, some people weren't gonna be happy. If we didn't get him, some people still not gonna be happy. So that's just what we got to live with as fans. But for me, that's why I'm so glad that I put it out there ahead of time. Listen, I was gonna be good with him or without him. If we would have gotten down to Mitchell, I was gonna be happy. And if we didn't get him, the reason why I said I was gonna be happy we didn't get him, because we got a good infrastructure, and I know that down the line we still gonna be able to get somebody. You never know who that person might be. You never know. You know what I mean? It might wind up being better than Donovan Mitchell, maybe. You know what I mean? So I think we just got to live with it, ladies and gents, that it didn't happen. But I'm not gonna say that by firing Leon Rose. No, you don't fire Leon Rose. Leon Rose done got this organization in a place that we ain't never been in. So it ain't got nothing to do with that. It takes 2 to tangle. They ain't want to tangle with us. You could lead them to the water, but they got to drink it though. You can't make them drink it. You can lead them to the water, but if they don't drink it, that's on them. So Leon Rose, he gave him some good offers. He just wanted more. he didn't want to go with us. So what can we do? So I salute the Knicks front office by everything they did this year. I'm happy they signed RJ Shop Howard. I'm happy they signed Mitch. I'm happy they signed Brunson. I'm good with this. I'm good with the squad we got here, man. Real talk. Yeah, and I agree with you, Jarvis, 100%.
Salute for real, Jarvis. The one thing I was going to say is, if you look at the picks that Utah picked up today, they did a sign and trade for 4 years for Sexton. You know what I mean? That means they locked this guy in for 4 years. Marketing is coming in with 3 years left on his deal. I think it's like it's either 18 and 19 million or 18, 19, 20 million, something like that, with 3 years on his deal. So they couldn't have been the reason why I think Danny Ainge just didn't want to do the deal with us, because with this for marketing purposes, he's on a 3-year deal. You know what I mean? Fournier's on a 2+1 deal. You know what I mean? That's less money to pay out for a player if you're going to keep marketing. But you know, I don't know if Danny really wanted to mess with us, because the first initial deal that they offered with Mitchell, RJ, and that was and 3 unprotected. I mean, how could you go wrong, man? How could you go wrong? You know what I mean? That would have took a lot of our guys, but we'd have figured it out. We'd have still had, those are big players right there for me. I mean, I look high. I mean, I don't want to say I look highly at our guys, but I don't undervalue our guys. Mitchell Robinson is a premier center in here, number 1 or 2 in offensive rebounds. He's not, he doesn't have a big man move yet. He doesn't have a back to the basket move yet. You won't see him grab the ball, take 2 dribbles, and shoot a short jump or anything yet. But let's see what happens. I mean, we got RJ that we call Star J. They didn't want, and then I mean, all these guys that they were offering up for the same contract that they get for these guys. I mean, we had a good we gave up. We had until the last offer that we gave up. I think the last offer was a little. They could have just made it that they wanted 2 first round, 2 unprotected. And I think they offered them a swap plus 2 second rounders. You know what I mean? Highly second rounders too, like right after 30, top second rounders. That wasn't a bad deal. I don't know. Maybe if we had offered 3 first rounders plus the swap to make it 4 for us, maybe we could have got the deal done. But Leon didn't want to do that deal, and I think he thought that with our picks, maybe we could make better off with our picks, traded it again somewhere else. So I don't know.
I know what's interesting to me. I think the stuff that was happening now, for as Shaw Power, the stuff that he wanted to give up. I think you wasn't getting a better package than the first one.
Right, that package is no joke.
Yeah, I think Leon Rose did it. Like when Leon Rose offered them guys Obi Toppin, Mitchell Robinson, and RJ Barrett with 3 unprotected and other stuff, and you didn't take that, I don't blame Leon Rose for not giving up the farm. If you didn't take that package, that's man, that's an unbelievable package right there. And you didn't take that, I know this shit wasn't gonna go nowhere. Because I'm like, how can you turn that down? You know what it was? Danny Ainge, he didn't want to. I had to, he offered it to him. He just ain't want to pay them guys. That's all that was. He didn't want to pay RJ extension. He didn't want to pay Mitchell Robinson extension. That's why Danny Ainge take that deal. So when the Knicks came back at him, because that Fournier wasn't in the deal, like you said. No matter what the Knicks threw at him, it wasn't enough. So there's nothing you could do about that, because I guaranteed you, we would have gave up too much. We all would have been out here like, man, Knicks gave up too much. So I'm glad nothing happened. I'm glad it happened. I'm glad this shit is over. I'm glad it's over. Yeah, hey, B Simba, ain't that a crazy package, man? And the Knicks offered that to them. I'm like, if Danny Ainge didn't take that package, he wasn't trying to do nothing with the Knicks.
Not with us.
Not with us. And that might come back to bite him in the butt. Because I'm gonna tell you why. Donovan Mitchell has been nothing but utmost, how would I say it, well-respected player for that organization. He ain't make no trade demands. He didn't pout about it. And what they should have did was say, Donovan, where you want to go? They owed him that much respect because he was that honest to them. But it go to show you, when you're the owner, you send people wherever they want to send you, and you ain't got no say so unless you're a free agent or something. But when the team got when a owner can trade you wherever they want to trade you to, or the GM or the president or whatever, but I sent him to a good team. But I know that he wanted to be in New York though. So I think that's going to be in a long haul. That might bite the Utah Jazz, but they ever want to. I don't think you're going to see no more super teams in Utah. Not super teams, but teams not like that. Unless Danny ain't trying to do what he did in Boston.
Yeah, they got to build through the draft. You're not going to get too many players in free agent. I believe. I don't know. They're gonna have money and all that other stuff, but free agents. I mean, how many people you thinking free agents really want to go out to Utah?
Right. Utah, right?
You know what I mean?
Unattended, but
yeah, they good fans out there. Let me not discredit their fans out there and stuff like that. They're good fans out there. They support their team. I watched on a couple of the Utah things. I forgot the Monty or something like that. They're pretty well versed in how Utah, talks about and how they want their team to be done. I mean, how their team is and stuff like that. So they have a good fan base out there. But you're right, Divine. It wasn't Donovan Mitchell had no choice in the matter right now. He's on contract, and they got moved in a contract move.
Yep, and not only the average to me, the average modern day NBA player now really they got a good Utah, but for them it's not productive to play in Utah for a lot of people. I'm being honest with you guys. It's a culture shock to them. It's a culture shock to a lot of these cats to play in Utah. So that's why they don't want to go out there. You ain't getting marketed. Look, Donovan Mitchell was a superstar. He barely even had commercials. Nobody so it's not a place where a lot of these young NBA players want to go to. That's one market I can say. That Kyle Sexton, he did it because he got to get paid. Obviously, I mean, obviously got to get some injury, but ain't like people would. You don't hear people say, "I want to go to Utah." You don't hear that. You're not gonna hear that for a lot of reasons. I just think the culture shock is different. But you know what? That's on them. We now we just gotta wake up the next day, man, and let the smoke settle, the dust clear, and say, you know what? We took a shot. One thing I'm happy about that the organization made an attempt. You can't ask for more. At least they tried to get him. But for whatever reason it may be, whether Danny Ainge didn't want this or Danny didn't want that, you can't blame it on the Knicks. They did put some, like I said, they put something out there for him to take, but he ain't take it. And like be civilized, like we said, man, that first package is insane, bro. That's insane. So if you don't take that, you really looking to fleece somebody.
I mean, yeah, man. That was the time when he was talking about 6 picks and 5 players, like he wanted a whole team. I mean, that was right around that time when he was talking about he wanted like a whole team. He wanted first round picks like 5, and then he wanted Grimes, Obi, IQ, all these guys. Salutes. What's going on, Queen? That was right around the time when they wanted all these guys. And now that that the dust is clear and stuff like that, let's see where we can move on from now. Let's see if we can have one or two of these guys really step up their game this year and change some of the critics out there that change some of their mindsets about what we get I'll say it again, we get about 36% from RJ Barrett, 80 something percent from the free throw line. We're talking about almost an all-star status from RJ Barrett. A better efficiency. You see him shooting the short jump shot. Let's see what he can do this year. And I'll say this again, man. I don't know what I see. I mean, I like Grimes, but New York Knicks and Utah Jazz was stuck on Grimes. The Utah wanted him, and New York Knicks did not want to give up on him. So that may mean something this year to see where Grimes comes in and how he produces this year. And we also gotta hope for we got Reddish, we got Grimes, we got Obi Toppin. We got some guys that needs to get a little bit of minutes, but we got some guys that are aspiring. You know what I mean? They need a little, they need a little bit more polishing. They're still young in their careers and stuff like that, but they're not rookies anymore. They're young veterans. That's what they are. So let's see if these guys can take a nice step this year and see if we can, get us somewhere between 6 and 10, somewhere in the playoff or the play-in, I think what's that? 7-8 is playing, right, or something like that, right? What is
You were
that?
playing, but you were in
The 1 game elimination or the 2 game elimination?
I think it's at the lower C. I think it's the 8. It's 10. 8 is 8.
Right, right. Yeah, they play. Then they play 8 and 7, right? Something like that, right?
Hey, Steph, how you feeling about the Donovan Mitchell thing? I know you wanted a top dogger here, but now that the smoke is settled, what you think, sister? How you feeling? B Sip says 7-10. Yeah, that's I definitely see that. I think you're not going to get what you're going to get out of. I think until Charlotte show improve to me on defense. Let me put it like this here: until the Charlotte Hornets show improve on defense, I think the Knicks could do them. That ain't worried about them. Indiana Pacers, I think the Knicks will do them. I definitely think that. I think after Brooklyn, Boston, Milwaukee, Philly, and I'm going to say Miami. Them 5 right there. Everybody else counting, and you're going to have to throw Cleveland in there. I'm talking about after them, Cleveland, Chicago, Washington going to be pretty good this year. I think with Bradley Beal coming back and Chris Stats, and they got I think Monte Morris and somebody else went over there that's pretty decent. They're going to be in the fold. I think they're going to be around here fighting for something. But I do think anybody other than that top 5, I think, even though Chicago Bulls extended Zach LaVine and picked up Andre Drummond, I still think that the Knicks is in that realm right there. I think the Knicks could be in that realm. Depending on what happens with Julius Randle and RJ, they have a good year this year. I think Brunson makes a big difference for us. But I do think anything from that 5 tier down is open season to make them other 5-4 spots for the playoffs. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And I think a healthy Knicks team with a full year, Mitchell Robinson, not coming off the injuries, coming in the training camp here, Brunson already coming in. All these guys we got right now, they all coming in the training camp, not halfway through the season. Even Cam Reddish, if he ain't in no Laker deal because of that Clutch Sports thing, he's coming to the Knicks this year into training camp, not halfway through the season.
Facts. All of them coming in this training camp.
They're all coming to this team this year out of training camp. So I think this team, like I said, I think you got to kind of watch out. If Randall convert back a little bit, I think Jalen Brunson does make a difference on the team just because he's a real natural point guard, and his skill set is multidimensional. He gets to the lane real good. He's going to make it easier for that squad opposed to Alex Burks and Kemba Walker. Because, like I said, Kemba Walker didn't play. Alex Burks that wasn't his natural position, so I seen him miss so many assist opportunities last year to Mitchell Robinson on lob or a person here or there because he's a score first type of person. So so now to have a real natural point guard, I think it makes a big difference. Who can get it too? 2-time national champion winner and went to the Western Conference Final and helped Luka Doncic get that team there. So I do think, constructively we got it to the team. Yeah, I think we're still gonna be around 40-something wins. But I like I said, I wanted Mitchell bad. I think it would have been the right thing to do. But I'm not mad at whatsoever. The Knicks put out offers, they lost it, move on. And but you got the good infrastructure, you got 20-some picks, you got next year you're gonna have aspiring contract. Like I said, if you want to go do Julius Randle and Evan Fournier for Westbrook, I don't care. Go do it. You saving $100 million over the next 3 years, $100 million. Now you got Derrick Rose on expiring next year. You still got about $60 million worth of money, and you signed RJ up already. You got Brunson locked in. You got Mitchell Robinson locked in. So now you're going to have contract flexibility and draft picks to wheel and deal. So, I mean, listen, I wouldn't get too worried about it. I just wish Shop Howard that he could have came. I thought he would have been electrifying to have a brother from this area who could 3-time All-Star, who can get buckets and can get down like that. Been on the Knicks. I would love to see Donovan Mitchell do that. But I'm not gonna throw it at the front office like that. Because like I said, that first package, I can't say it enough tonight. That damn Mitchell Robinson, RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin, 3 unprotected, and y'all turned that down. Whatever. I wasn't going higher than that. You can't. You're bringing in this guy, but you're taking out these many good players. I understand what the Knicks was going to do, though. they would have got Donovan Mitchell. Now you would have moved RJ and Mitchell Robinson and Obi. You probably about to go get another superstar to go with Donovan Mitchell. So obviously that's what they was going to try to do. But being that it didn't work out the way we are where we are, you know what I mean? And so it would have been Julius Randle. It would have been Julius Randle, probably Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, and another star. You know what I mean? They probably went and tried to got that other dude, and maybe that might have put us closer to the thing. It probably would have too, but it didn't happen. So you gotta keep it moving. But like I said, with the way the infrastructure set up next year, Shot Powers, if you could do that with Russell Westbrook trade this year, I don't got no problem with it. I like Evan Fournier, y'all. I know I do, but Grimes taking his spot. I'm telling y'all that right now, and y'all heard me say it on Knicks Real Talk on the 2nd of September. Quentin Grimes will take my man's spot. I guarantee you, when the smoke settles. So, you know, I think it's best to move forward before we can get Reddish and them up here, see what they're going to do in the contract year, and that way the Knicks can make a decision on these guys. If they're going to be here, you got to play Cam Reddish so you can make a decision on them at the end of this $5 million year, Shop.
Right.
So that's why it's important to see what Obi's going to do this year, so you will know going into next year, are you going to put these young men, if they're going to be part of your thing going forward long term. So that's why you got to move maybe Fournier and to get a pick or two back, you know, second round or first rounder, and maybe a contract that's not even going to be in a rotation, just sitting, just so when at the end of the year the contract go off the books, and you know, and we don't even need him to be in a rotation. Let Quickly and Grimes take the 2 spot in New York this year. You know what I mean? And you let RJ and Cam take the 3 spot this year. Let Jalen Brunson and Derrick Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let Derrick Rose take the 1 spot this year. You let Obi Toppin and Julius Randle take the 4 spot, and you got Mitchell Robinson and Hartenstein. Yeah, that's about all you. That's I think. And then next year, you can go ahead. Derrick Rose contract will be up. Fournier be on 1 year if he ain't gone this year. You know what I mean? So then you just go in there and try to rebrand yourself and get a player at the trade deadline, or you got to have $30-something million to maybe go buy somebody. So we'll see how it goes, man. What you think about that, man? For the Knicks moving forward, what you seeing?
I mean, that's exactly what I'm saying, man. My main focus, and I've been harping on it all night. I'm gonna talk about it this whole episode. Fournier. That's the biggest thing for me right now. Is somehow, some way, Fournier right now. Like you say, Divine. I think Grimes beats Fournier out, and I don't think Fournier is taking minutes from IQ. And I think Reddish beats Fournier out for the small forward position in the second unit if he's in the second unit. So no matter where you place him, I don't see a spot for him. If you try to put Fournier, I mean, maybe the first couple of preseason games or something like that, you may see Fournier start. You know, it may be Brunson, Fournier, RJ. You know, that may be because Brunson changes the game a little bit for Fournier. He puts him in the spots where he wants to where he can shoot at. He's good. Fournier comes off the curl. Brunson drives to the hole a lot. You know, he drives to his side. He can kick it to him. Fournier can hit some shots. It's possible that Fournier could be a starter this year over Grimes and Reddish. All right, so let that be clear. But what you saying, what I believe as well is I believe Grimes beats out Fournier, and I also don't think if Fournier falls into the second unit, Fournier does not take minutes away from IQ. I think IQ starts before Fournier, and Fournier does not move to the 3 over Cam Reddish. So that's where I'm at with it, man. Either Cam starts and Reddish backs him up, and you know where it could be Reddish at the 3. I mean, Cam at the 3 with IQ and D Rose, Obi Toppin, and Hartenstein. I think that's a real formidable second unit.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. You know what? I'm gonna let this here. I think everybody go. I think the Knicks go into the training camp with that 2 spot pie, the most thoroughest competition out of all the spots on that team.
Right.
I think going into training camp, that position right there, going to be the position of whoever come out making the team better, the one going to play. I really believe that. I think that's going to be the one position. That's the only position right now with the way the Knicks constructed that's not a lock. That's not locked in the starting unit. That's the only position I don't think, to me, that's a lock in. I don't think Fournier's a lock in to be that starting guy. So I think that one position, that two guard spot in New York, gonna be the one where all the competition at. I think that the center spot is locked up, power forward spot locked up, the small forward spot locked up, and the point guard spot locked up. The only one I don't think locked up 100% is Fournier's. I don't believe that because I think the Knicks they got to move somebody because I think IQ you can't tell IQ that he's gonna be situational.
Facts.
You can't even do that.
No way. It's
You
no way.
tell the New York Knicks cannot tell Emmanuel quickly he gonna be situational after the 2 years he done had this rookie year, coming to his second year and getting better, coming to a third year. How you gonna justify putting him? How you gonna justify even maybe putting Grimes out of the rotation?
Right.
I don't know how you're gonna do that. I mean, let's be realistic. How are the Knicks gonna say Quentin Grimes, you ain't in the rotation, and Emmanuel quickly, you are not in the rotation?
Because just how you said it, not to cut you off the vibe, but just as you say it like that, if you put Fournier in the starting unit, now you put pressure on Cam Reddish and Grimes. Obi is getting his minutes, so now you have to pick between in the second unit at the small forward, Grimes or Cam Reddish. And if you start Fournier, that's exactly the you got Cam Reddish coming over on this contract year, and you didn't want to trade Grimes and this trade to Utah, so you feel that he has to be something special. So where's Fournier gonna fit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to me, he's the most experienced one out of all. His shot is good, but I think Grimes do what Fournier this thing Grimes could do, Fournier can't do. I don't care if anybody watched the Knicks last year. Fournier cannot affect the basketball game the way Grimes can.
Right?
Not no way. I don't care. You can say any way you want to. He cannot pressure a ball like this man. He stroke it just as good as Fournier. His defense is top notch at not only guarding the person, like I said, he's in the passing lanes. He strips. He's fast. He gets up and down the court. He gets to the basket. He got a nice 3-ball shot. And so you can't tell me you're taking that out the rotation. And quickly right now, I think quickly comes out this year, 15 a game. I believe that. So between that two guard spot, that's where it's going to be about in New York City. You can book that. So to me, like I said, if you can get this cat off the books and just even free the 18 million up, not free it up, but the guy you bring in, I don't care. Like I said, he don't even have to be in a rotation, but as long as he can help get that salary that before they got, maybe get a pick back for him to send him to a contender. That could be the best scenario for the Knicks. Best scenario. Then that way, you're not hampering Quentin Grimes and my man. Do you think Evan Fournier and Jalen Brunson, from a defense perspective, in that backcourt, gonna be able to hold some of these creme de la creme two guards in the league? That was our problem last year, right? Our problem last year was our backcourt couldn't stop nobody. Nobody. You know what I mean? They couldn't stop nobody. So Evan Fournier was a turnstile. Kemba Walker was getting beat. Alex Brooks was all right. You know what I mean? But so I think you got to see if Grimes pop. I think he makes a big difference with Jalen Brunson in that backcourt because of his defense tenacity and what he can do on the defense, and he can stroke the ball. So it's like you can give him the ball on the perimeter. He's either gonna knock down the shot, he's gonna put it down the floor and get it to you or pass it. So I do think that's a big difference. That he's a defense specialist. So that's where I'm at with that, man, on that team, man. The two guard, we got to see what's popping. And Shaw Powell, and let's see if they're gonna do something for the deadline. If Jonathan Macri stuff is real, but he said that he thinks Julius Randle might be gone for training camp, something like that. I read on Twitter today. I mean, like I said, I think I respect Jonathan Macri. Them, they like I said, I don't think they just throw a hyperbole. You know what I mean? So we'll see. What's gonna happen between now and training camp. But as we presently constructed, somebody losing a spot that shouldn't be losing a spot. I know that much. And I just think Shaw Powell that, so we're gonna have to do something.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta go. I'm gonna try to go look for that thing that Johnny put out there because I like them. I like their whole little team over there, man, and I like the way they really beat how to salary cap. They do a lot of great things over there. So I'm definitely gonna go check them out. If he's saying that he may have some insight on a move for Randle to be moved, I'm totally with it. If I'm not mistaken, them guys over there used to call Randle redacted anyway. So, and And my man, let's see. I'm willing if we can move on from Randall, we can get two more players in here to really electrify the place, man. And if Randall moves, you know what happens? Obi goes into the star position and we end up getting Melo, So I think if the Knicks really are hard set on getting Melo and they're not moving Obi now in this trade for Donovan Mitchell, you got to look and see if they can move on from Randall. And if they move on from Randall, the thing is Randall moves, Obi goes in the starting lineup. And somehow, some way, Melo probably comes here to be a backup to run with D Rose in the second unit, and that makes the second unit even that to see D Rose and Carmelo Anthony either up in age or the second unit, but these guys are still two. They had some Melo highlights shooting around and shooting around in the gym and with his son and stuff like that. His son's gonna be nice, man. His son looks, but he reminiscent of he does the exact same moves, and every time you see him practice, his son, it looks like he get taller. I swear, it look like I don't know if it was like 6 months ago, he looked like he was like 5'2". Now he look like he's like 5'9", 6 feet or something like that. His kid is getting gigantic, man. So kudos to excuse me, kudos to him, man. And so we just got to see what's gonna happen, man. And I got to go check out that thing that John he put out there to see what he said about Randall.
Yeah, right now, Ian Buckley says C. Williams was said about the Knicks believe that they made offers that were equal or better than what Cleveland gave Utah for Donovan Mitchell, and why even with that, New York need to win games this season to avoid fallout for not landing Mitchell. Yeah, I mean, I get it. You know what I mean? And I think they will. But the Knicks gave him a good package, man. I like I said, sometimes you can't be mad at the front office because somebody else don't want to dance with you. Man, you can ask a girl to dance with you all day. If she don't want to dance with you, ain't nothing you can do. Shit, you know what I mean? Ain't nothing you can do. Utah ain't want to dance with the Knicks. They played the game. They played the game, but they ain't want to dance with us when it was all said and done. So you can't say you can't fault the Knicks for not trying. Because like I said, that first package, there's no way I would have turned that down. So that then right then and there told me that they weren't serious with this for the Knicks. And I think that to me that was a bad look for them to do that to Donovan Mitchell. I mean, though they got a right to send him wherever they want to send him, he don't got no curl, but just out of respect, yeah, you ain't lying, driver Cayenne, man, that boy gonna be something. I'm gonna tell you what he made me think of right now. I kid you not, and I'm just talking about his style. To me, he's more like Kevin Durant to me.
Yeah, long. He's long, man. I don't know. It seemed like like the last video I seen, he looked like he was. I don't want to say. I said 6'2", being redundant, being stupid and stuff. But he looked like he's just as tall as his father almost, man. He's like, and he's doing the same moves. And like you said, he's long. He got some long. His arms is long. He's lanky and stuff like that. So yeah, I couldn't put past a KD semblance with a mellow look in his short jump shot.
Yep, sure do. Yeah, so but yeah, other than that, man, like I said, we offered a package. They didn't take it, man. I don't know what that's about. I don't have no inside information. I know a lot of people don't. So you'll hear sooner or later why. But from what I hear right now, and I'm reading right here on Bleacher Report per Ian Begley, the Knicks, they felt they had a better package. And with that, and what they got from there, and they didn't take it. So, and it's fine. So we didn't get fleeced, so it is what it is. We didn't get fleeced, so we ain't gonna worry about it. But we'll see what they're gonna do. They still got some options on it. They got things out there they could do. I think one thing I'm happy about, they know they could do it. They got the assets. Whether people take them or not, the Knicks got, like I said, all their first round picks, somebody else first round picks, a bunch of second spiral contracts next year. And if they want to, they find a way to get off whoever they think they need to get off. And Jarvis, that Randall, I was telling people about that earlier. Randall to Charlotte with Mitch Kupchak, don't count that out. Because remember, Randall almost was in Charlotte, and Steve Mills about to send it for Terry Rozier, my man. You know what I mean? And then I think Scott Perry and all of them, we ain't doing that. And then the next year they signed him, but you never know. But I'm looking forward to it. We're gonna have a good year, but. From that standpoint, I think we're gonna be all right, guys. New York, I think we're gonna be all right. I know a lot of people upset about the situation, but ain't nothing you can do about it. You know what I mean? Just get it and get all your how I say what's that word? Get all your frustration out.
Yeah.
Get an event, get your frustration out, then wake up tomorrow and say, okay, what do we do next? Where do we go from here? So we know that with that collapse, we know that they're working. So what do we do from here? That's all we got to do, you know, and that's what we're doing right here on Knicks Real Talk. We're trying to figure it out, you know what I mean, and talk about it. But listen, man, we're going to get up out of here. I appreciate y'all coming in tonight, man. Me and Shot Power, you already know what it is. Knicks don't get Donovan Mitchell. Ain't the end of the world. We keep it moving. Looking forward to whatever's going to happen between now and training camp, which is only probably 3 weeks away or something like that. We already in September. So, you know, training camp going to be around the corner, man. Let's just see what they're going to do. I think so far, I think that would have put us over the top 4. If you want to talk about the Knicks grade this year in all season, that probably would have gave us an A+. I'm still with what we did this year with a B+ this off season. I think we did a good job this off season, Shop Howard. I don't think because we didn't get down to Mitchell, I don't think that destroyed our off season. I think we had a good off season this year. You know what I mean? We didn't go backwards. We went forward, and so I'm good with it.
Yeah, alongside from not getting Donovan Mitchell, I would, like you said, Divine, I would have liked to see Donovan Mitchell here, a prudent all-star since he's came into the league, a 20-point scorer since he came into the league, at least 80% from the free throw line, you know, and a big time shot making stuff like that. And if he's hot, he's on fire for real. You know, I would have liked to see him here, but not giving up Grimes, not giving up OB, you know, not giving up IQ, not giving up Fournier. Well, not so much for Fournier, but giving up 4 players and giving up 3 unprotected plus another swap plus you know, whatever else that they wanted in that last deal. You know, I'm kind of happy that we're at where we're at. This way we get to check for our stock on our guys this year. This is a proven year for everybody on this team this year. It is a proven year. It's a proven year for RJ. It's a proven year for Mitchell Robinson. It's a proven year for Grimes and also for Cam Reddish, alongside from the other players that we talk about. But those 4 players right now, it's all proven years for them. So let's see what they can put together and see what they can muster up this season.
Yeah, real good thoughts there, my brother. But listen, man, we're gonna get up out of here. Salute to the chat, man. That's where it's at. We appreciate y'all coming in, man. Real talk. Everybody, Ed Santana, D. Ross, my brother Jarvis. You already know Queens Court, Dope Soul Sports. We appreciate you. Sister Steph, and Sister Steph, I know you enjoyed Alaska. I see the pictures of sister on Alaska. I'm like, she doing it big. She living life. So salute to Queen Steph. I hope you enjoyed your trip out there in Alaska, man. The photos was dope though. So I'm gonna salute to you, man. Y'all make sure y'all go down to NBK, check out the sister, man. You know she get it popping down there all the time. Dope Soul Sports Talk, NBK, Queens Court. Y'all already know what it is, man. Y'all go down there and show some love. And we see y'all in the next episode. My brother, Shaw Powers. I see you, my brother. Real talk.
You already know. Salute to the chat. Let's get it.
Peace.
Time for Divine Shot, KJ Events. This real talk's the brand. You understand how we do, my man. I'm on that Friday night Knicks shit, dripping in Knicks shit. Up in the world, most famous arena. With a click, that's the conglomerate. The Knicks real talk, we real prominent. I'm a bit like the Omicron variants, dominant. Paying homage to the cat in the chat. That's where it's at. Cause I'm hearing that. You don't care for hyperbole, we straight facts. We interact with the mob, the gods. Up in the pod, the squad, the side. My entourage be on the job, my energy. 50 tripping in 10 books. As they cook my game plan, and my brand for loot and pursuit. Going hard like the New York City gritty committee. Cause that's the things we ain't always pretty, but we all stay giddy. But we embrace the fan base like the late Anthony Mace. We create the logo when there's space that appear like Squarespace. Staring down on the Chase Bridge, look at that Knicks City drip. And City Dexter's on the court, looking pretty legit. I think true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew for him a few bars to shine like Star Divine on Mount Mars. Knicks real talk. Here we go, let's go.
Knicks real talk right here. I'm representing
Knicks real talk.
right here.
Here we go, let's go.
We here in the building.
Knicks real talk.
Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Knicks real talk.
We here.
Here we go,
in the
let's go.
building. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, for real. Yes,
Let's
sir.
get it.